Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Gaowu, Awakening Time-Based Abilities at the Beginning. Chapter 51. I'm sorry, teacher They are my friends and came to see me. Seeing the two idiots shouting in front of the classroom door, Ruishui couldn't stand it any longer, so she stood up and apologized to the teacher. Friend, boyfriend, teacher He raised his eyebrows with a gossipy look on his face. Forehead. Ruishui was speechless. As a teacher, is it really okay for you to be such a gossip? Zhang Yu, who had been clamoring for a long time, felt as if he had been punched on cotton when he saw everyone's unmoved look. Stop making trouble. Is there any way you can get the principal to agree to my transfer? Ruishui, who walked over quickly pulled Zhang Yu aside, fearing that he would be embarrassed again. The solution. My solution is to beat up the brats in your school. What kind of method is this? Haha, if your principal doesn't agree, I'll beat them up every day to see if he still agrees. Stop making trouble, aren't you afraid that they will sue Junlong Division? Ruishui asked. Zhang Yu smiled disdainfully, my dad is a master, let them sue him. Ruishui, is it true that one father can defeat all laws? But now the problem is, how to anger them so that they take the initiative. Easy, just act like an asshole. Zhang Yu. After saying that, Ruishui took off the rubber band from her hair, messed up her school uniform, and yelled. Students, help, hey guys, are you sure this works? Just as Zhang Yu was about to complain, he heard the sound of chaotic footsteps coming from the entire corridor. 1 class. 2 classes. Everyone was instantly furious when they saw Ruishui's appearance. I am Sao Nima. Do you dare to touch our goddess Ruishui? Brothers, kill him. Fight. Sao. Zhang Yu cursed secretly. Ruishui actually has such great charm in No. 3 middle school. They didn't come here to cause trouble, they came here to cause trouble for others, right? Hello Ruishui. You want to plot against me? Dapeng, your left, my right. Zhang Yu took out the 7 wolves from his waist, twisted his neck, made 2 clicking sounds, and saved a file for Li Dapeng and himself. No problem, I've long wanted to try the feeling of having one man stand in front of me, and 10,000 men can't do it. Li Dapeng laughed evilly, and in conjunction with Zhang Yu's reading, he condensed 5 shields. Hold 1 piece in each hand, tie 3 pieces to your legs, and wrap yourself tightly. Superior. Zhang Yu shouted loudly, and threw it over for more than 10 seconds, directly draining all the mental energy in his body, and then read the file again. Immediately afterwards, Zhang Yu waved the 7 wolves in his hand, and all of them threw out phantoms. Cramped the buttocks of those who were immobilized. On Li Dapeng's side, 5 shields and shields came out at once, and every time he used the shields and thrusts, someone fell to the ground, covered his legs and foamed at the mouth. Without exception, if it is not sent to the infirmary, it will probably not be used in the future. Trouble, I'm gone. I won't fight this tough guy. Infirmary, quick, infirmary. At this time, Zhang Yu's pause also ended, and those who had just been spanked had their legs weakened and knelt on the ground. Hi, it smells like Daddy. Dad, I was wrong, stop fighting. Dad, your 7 wolves still make me so scared, please continue. Hey, everyone looked at the classmate who just shouted to continue with a look of disgust. The classmate's face turned red and he was about to stay away from this place of social death, but he found that the place where he was hit by the 7 wolves was swollen. The slightest movement caused excruciating pain. For a moment, everyone was shocked by Zhang Yu and no one moved forward. Okay, I'm going to stop fighting. These two are incompetent. They specialize in the lower 3 lanes. They've played too hard and can't afford to offend them, so I'm withdrawing. Everyone nodded in agreement and took several steps back to form a circle around Zhang Yu. Especially Li Dapeng, he is the furthest away from everyone. This guy's shield can also grow thorns. The key is that he can poke it accurately, and the bird will be exploded. No one dared to take a step forward for fear of being poked by the bird. Hey, give me an ambulance and then evacuate. If it's over, we really won't be able to pick it up. Everyone. Zhang Yu took a step forward, and everyone took a step back. Ruishui took a look, so many people couldn't defeat Zhang Yu. I was anxious then. This girl took the risk of being humiliated again just to give Zhang Yu a beating. Why is it so difficult? Do my best. I made up my mind to start improving my acting skills. Rui Shui clenched her teeth, her eyes were red, and a drop of clear tears fell from her eyes. Students, you go, I'm the one who has caused trouble to everyone. Groove. Zhang Yu cursed secretly, this girl really wants to take revenge on herself. When everyone saw Rui Shui's appearance, they all became angry. In our school, you bullied our goddesses and even beat us. Can this be tolerated? Everyone gathered around the two of them. The circle of encirclement is getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, you're doing this trick of killing someone with a borrowed knife, right? I just don't know if you are willing to let this knife break. Zhang Yu narrowed his eyes slightly and took out a Molotov cocktail from his backpack. Rui Shui, you want to kill them? Rui Shui shouted excitedly and rushed into the crowd to stop Zhang Yu. She knew the power of this Molotov cocktail, it could even burn the gold-level Rhino King to death. Not to mention the students who have just woken up 2 days ago. Isn't this what you want? Huh, Zhang Yu raised his eyebrows, with a half-smile expression on his face. What do I want? If you really kill them, just wait and go to jail. It doesn't matter. My dad is a grandmaster and my mom is a grandmaster too. They will find a way to get me out. When Rui Shui heard this, she immediately lost her temper. She knew that she was being manipulated again this time. Besides, she didn't dare to bet on whether Zhang Yu really dared to do this. After all, his nickname was the Living King of Hell. If it was really because of his own fault that Zhang Yu was so anxious to kill them all, then your sin is huge. Hey, I just couldn't stand this idiot bullying me over and over again, so I wanted to use this opportunity to get a little revenge on him, but why was he turned against me again? Rui Shui sighed and quickly stopped the matter. My classmates misunderstood. In fact, he is my boyfriend. We just had a fight and caused trouble to everyone. Everyone. I sat up in shock while dying of illness. The clown was actually me. Not only did she become a clown, but the goddess also had a boyfriend. Sao, co-author, was our passion just now a joke? Was the beating in vain? The classmate lying on the ground cursed secretly and passed out. Rui Shui, aren't you playing with us? I'm sorry everyone, it's all my fault. Hey, the goddess has a boyfriend. It's time to leave. I'm so sorry. It's okay, I'll wait for you, goddess. Everyone, you should have some face. Looking at everyone's attitude towards her, Rui Shui knew that this wave must have cost her both her wife and her troops. From now on, there won't be so many licking dogs bringing her breakfast. The most important thing is, Zhang Yu, this beast, doesn't know how he's going to torment her this time. Thinking of this, Rui Shui felt regretful in her heart. If she could do it again. She vowed to stay far away from Zhang Yu. Never mess with him again in this life. When everyone dispersed, Zhang Yu glared at Rui Shui fiercely. This girl is so rebellious, I need to give her a hard blow. 9 o'clock tonight, the woods behind the hospital, the old rules, you know. New. Rui Shui followed Zhang Yu with a sad face and lowered her head. Li Dapeng was left confused. What old rules? Why didn't he know? Taking advantage of the break between classes, Zhang Yu took Rui Shui and Li Dapeng to the basketball court of No. 3 middle school. You know, in high school, there were not a few people who played basketball during recess. Basically, most of them are high school students. On the steps next to the basketball court, there were many female students cheering for the boys they liked. The basketball court was full of excitement, and the most dazzling one was a little fat guy. I saw the little fat man hit a gorgeous three-pointer, right in the middle of the basket, and countless people around him cheered. The little fat man lifted his baggy pants and opened his arms to welcome the cheers of the crowd. Soon, the ball for the next round was passed to the little fat man again. After catching the ball, he grinned confidently, and the basketball kept flying in his hands. Look, I will give you a 3-step layup this time to show you off. Even though the little fat man is a bit fatter, he is very flexible. He broke through the defense line of 3 people and came to the basketball hoop less than 3 meters away. 1 step. 2 steps, 3 steps. When he reached the 3rd step, the little fat man jumped up high and went straight to the basket with a calm face. He wants to slam dunk. Li Dapeng laughed evilly and walked quickly behind the little fat man. Just as the little fat man took off, Li Dapeng grabbed his pants with both hands and pulled hard. The Sailor Moon pattern is directly exposed to everyone's sight. Wow, everyone was in an uproar. Unexpectedly, this fat guy who plays basketball so fiercely that he takes off has such a girly side. Zhang Yu covered his face and snickered. Rui Shui's expression turned even uglier than before. This familiar scene. It was very similar to when I was with Zhang Yu in the woods next to the hospital. The little fat man felt a chill in his lower body. When he lowered his head, he saw Li Dapeng, with a grin on his face, pulling down his pants. The little fat man quickly pulled up his pants, his face turned red, and he yelled at Li Dapeng in shame and anger. "Are you sick? I want to rob you too." Li Dapeng ducked sideways to avoid the fat man rushing toward him, caught the basketball with his left hand, and gave everyone the middle finger with his right hand. "Hey, you little trash from No. 3 middle school, have a fight. That's too much. Which of you who play basketball is not a sweetheart? Who can endure this kind of humiliation? Come on, just fight. Let you see how powerful our No. 3 middle school is today." The little fat man took the lead, with a fighting spirit on his face. "Okay, this is what you said." Li Dapeng chuckled sinisterly and hit the little fat man's face with his sinus. Snapped. The hand made contact with the face, making a crisp sound. "Fatty, why are you riding on your horse and beating me?" Li Dapeng spread his hands. "Didn't you say you wanted me to see the power of No. 3 middle school? I'm talking about playing basketball." "Basketball." The little fat man covered his red face and roared angrily. "Then you play basketball and I'll beat you." The little fat man shouted angrily and rushed towards Li Dapeng. Zhang Yu gave Rui Shui a look and motioned for her to come up and help. Instead, he ran to the steps to ask for melon seeds from the old man who was watching the fun. "What? Don't give it to me. My dad is a master. How dare you not give me melon seeds to eat? Bring it to you, grandfather. I have seen many shameless people, but this is the first time I have seen such a shameless person." Zhang Yu sat on the steps, nibbling on the melon seeds he snatched from the old man's hand, and watched with interest as Rui Shui helped Li Dapeng attack his classmates in his school. This time, there should be no room for her in No. 3 middle school. First, he encouraged his classmates to take action and was beaten up by Zhang Yu and the two, and then he helped people from other schools deal with students from his own school. Things gradually developed in the direction Zhang Yu expected. "Rui Shui, you actually helped people from other schools beat up classmates from your own school. Rui Shui, what are you doing? Have you forgotten that we are classmates?" The classmates around looked at Rui Shui in disbelief. I really can't imagine that the goddess who is usually gentle would take action against her classmates. Rui Shui said nothing in the face of these questions, and even her expression showed no emotion. "Don't blame me. If you want to blame, just blame that living king of hell." "Old man, what do you think of Rui Shui's behavior? Should we unite everyone to severely criticize him?" Zhang Yu stuffed the finished melon seed skin into the back of the collar of the classmate in front of him, and then took a handful from the old man's hand. "Old man, no matter how I look at it, how can I look at it? Rui Shui girl has been forced into this by you idiot." Zhang Yu, fart, don't slander good people. How can a good young man like me do anything to force others? Zhang Yu became angry after being exposed. Haha, slander. That girl Rui Shui is helpful to others at school every day, helping her classmates. From teachers to classmates, who wouldn't say good things about her? The old man gave Zhang Yu a roll of his eyes and snatched the melon seeds from his hand. If you know this, why are you still here watching the show? Why don't you go and help her? Principal. When Zhang Yu saw that the melon seeds were taken away again, he was a little angry and stopped acting. He just pointed it out to him. You know I'm the principal. I don't know. I'm stupid and made random guesses. I didn't expect that I got it right. Headmaster. Nonsense, except the principal, who dares to watch a show here. Besides, if he hadn't been the principal, the teachers would have come to stop the fight. Isn't it because he acquiesced that no teacher has come yet? Okay, Rui Shui, I'll bring you Yi Zhang. What if I don't agree? If you don't agree, it's easy to say. I bring my teammates to your school every day to cause trouble. Anyway, we are both SS level and I have an S level time system. No one can stop you. Roll roll roll. The principal of No. 3 Middle School waved his hands at Zhang Yu in disgust, turned around and left with his hands behind his back. After walking to a deserted place, the principal of No. 3 Middle School sent a message to the principals of other schools one by one. Number 1 Middle School now has 3 SS levels and 1 S level time department. We were all fooled by Joe Lagu, the principal of No. 1 Middle School. Surrender, I'm tired, there's no need to fight. Let's go. Your principal has agreed. Go pack your things quickly. Seeing the principal of No. 3 Middle School walking away, Zhang Yu stood up and patted the melon seed peels scattered on his body, and stopped Li Dapeng and Li Dapeng, who were beating everyone on the playground until they cried for father and mother. Do you agree? Rui Shui was confused. Otherwise, you haven't had enough of it. Forehead. Rui Shui's expression froze. She really didn't expect the principal to agree so quickly. Zhang Yu then asked Li Dapeng and Rui Shui to pack all her books together, and the three of them took a taxi and drove towards the hospital. On the way, the talkative driver showed off his driving skills to Zhang Yu and others. What about drifting? Catapult start, it's such a sneaky way to play. Zhang Yu was so frightened that he quickly saved a place for everyone, fearing that the driver would make a mistake and take them to the table. Tisk, brother, look how nervous you are. I swung my tail. I ejected. Look, the little Karami behind me are all thrown away by me. Zhang Yu twitched the corner of his mouth and clutched the armrest of the door tightly. Groove. Bad review. A negative review is necessary. Master, do you often get complained about driving like this? Yeah, so I often switch platforms to take orders, but there have been a few orders recently. You are the first order I placed today. Zhang Yu. Immediately, the driver's eyes suddenly became sharp. Sit tight. When he stepped on the accelerator, Santana felt as if he had driven her out of a Ferrari. Trough, there's someone in front. Zhang Yu saw an old man climbing over the guardrail in front of him and quickly warned him. I know, trust me. A look of confidence flashed across the driver's face. He pressed the brakes firmly to the bottom and pulled the handbrake at the same time. Under his operation, the car stopped in front of the old man in a strange arc. I told you, believe me. I am one of the top 3 racing drivers in the country, you. Before the driver finished speaking, the old man took 2 steps forward and lay down under the car. Did you meet someone who touched porcelain in broad daylight? The driver was a little confused. After reacting, he punched the steering wheel with a look of dismay on his face. Oh, my head, my elbow. The old man lay on the ground and wailed. Today's matter can't be finished without 2,000 yuan. Go away, I have a driving recorder in my car. If you want to blackmail someone, I will report it to the Zhenlong division. The driver put on a fierce expression, got out of the car, walked up to the old man and spat. The Santana of the last century still had a driving recorder. Are you fooling around here? Ah. The old man smiled disdainfully and spat back. The driver's expression froze. Sao, I really don't have it. Tisk, what a stain. Old man, do you want to go away? If you don't, I will kill you. Zhang Yu opened the car door impatiently and cursed. Xiao Shenger and Lu Yumeng were still waiting at the school gate to meet up and go to the hospital together. Where did you come from, little brat? Do you dare to touch me? Do you believe that I took out your pants? The old man spat at Zhang Yu again. Oh, my bad temper. After hearing this, Li Dapeng rolled up his sleeves and got out of the car. Nima, it's just because of your age that you can win the prize, right? After Zhang Yu finished saving the file, Li Dapeng slapped the old man's wrinkled face. Pa, how dare you hit me while riding a horse? You're done. I have to take off my pants for you today. The old man covered his face and roared at Li Dapeng. Hey, brother, don't be impulsive. If you really hurt him, he will blackmail you to death. The driver quickly grabbed Li Dapeng and signaled him not to be impulsive. Zhang Yu patted the driver's shoulder, gave him a reassuring look, took out the 7 wolves from his waist and whipped them towards the old man. Pa, how dare you slap me, SSS. Dad, stop fighting, I don't dare anymore. Pulling it off with a belt made the old man reminisce about his childhood. When the driver saw that both of them were on board, it would be inappropriate for him not to get on. Sao, this little brother has a charming temperament, so I will risk my life today. Kill him. The driver roared and rushed towards the old man. He had already suppressed his anger. Immediately afterwards, Rui Shui also stepped out of the car and joined the fight. Then, the driver was holding the old man in front with both hands to prevent him from falling. Li Dapeng stabbed the old man's legs with his shield thorn. Behind him was Zhang Yu, who was holding 7 wolves and waving the phantom. Rui Shui smeared some safflower oil on her hands, and used the awakening factor to condense the flames to boil the safflower oil, then slapped the old man on the face one after another, twitching her sinuses. You are asked to blackmail someone for not learning well at your age. That's right, it's only my job to blackmail others, and you are the first one who wants to blackmail me. Ah, stop fighting. ... Finally, the old man was beaten unconscious by the 4 people's crazy attacks. However, it is very difficult to get dizzy in front of the time system. Read the file. The old man in a coma heard a devil's whisper, and then his body's injuries recovered instantly. Am I beaten to death by these 4 devils? The old man's eyelids trembled slightly, and the first thing he saw when he woke up was Rui Shui's big sinus twitching towards him. ! Sao, wasn't it true that I was knocked unconscious just now when I was riding a horse? How come I'm not hurt at all now? Could it be that it was just a dream? Do I have to be beaten again? Even the well-informed driver was shocked by this scene. I encountered a time system while riding a horse. But after he recovered, he looked excited. In other words, you can beat him to death but you can't beat him to death. And you don't have to pay any money. The driver immediately became happy and beat the old man. Zhang Yu couldn't bear to see that scene. The driver seemed to want to vent all his life's resentment. In the end, it was Luo Yisheng's call that saved the old man's life. The driver was humming a tune and was not driving as recklessly as before. He pulled Zhang Yu and the others to the entrance of No. 1 middle school, picked up Luo Yichang, and then sent the 4 of them to the hospital. I didn't charge them a penny. Of course, since the space in the car could not accommodate so many people, Sun Wenbin and Lu Yumeng had to take a separate taxi. At the same time, the old man wiped the snot and tears from his face and climbed up from the ground tremblingly. Although there were no injuries on his body, he was mentally traumatized. What is it like to be diagnosed with depression at the age of 70 or 80? He swore that he would never dare to touch porcelain again. At the entrance of the hospital, Luo Yichang thoughtfully bought fruit baskets, milk and other things for Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng, and then waited for Sun Wenbin and Lu Yumeng to arrive and entered the hospital together. After a day of training and the healing power of the nurse sister, the old lady's body was now in good condition and she could even get out of bed to pick up the things Zhang Yu and the others brought. Oh, you kids, come on. What else can I bring to the old lady? After a day of recuperation and the special treatment given by the nurse sister, the old lady's body was now fine and she could even get out of bed to pick up the things Zhang Yu and the others had brought. Grandma, are you feeling better today? Zhang Yu put the things in his hands on the table with a smile. It's much better. The doctor said I can be discharged from the hospital in 2 days. The old lady smiled kindly. Zhang Yu nodded, introduced Luo Yichang and the others to the old lady one by one, and chatted with the old lady for a while. When it was 9 o'clock, Zhang Yu gave Rui Shui a look and then took her out of the hospital. Tonight, Rui Shui acted very calmly and said nothing on the way to the grove. This girl doesn't even resist. It makes me feel no sense of accomplishment at all. Zhang Yu thought in his mind. You know, every time at this time, Rui Shui would cry and beg herself to let her go, but she was so calm today. Is this numb? After arriving at the place, Zhang Yu skillfully took out his mobile phone and turned on high-definition photography. Rui Shui took the mobile phone from Zhang Yu's hand and placed it on a tree branch not far away. In 2 or 3 strokes, she became ragged. Turn on the time-lapse camera and strike a natural pose. Click, click. After taking a few photos, Rui Shui got dressed and returned the phone to Zhang Yu, who looked confused. Is it enough? Not enough for me to take 2 more pictures. Forehead. Zhang Yu opened his mouth wide, wanting to say something but not knowing what to say. Good guy, I don't have any sense of accomplishment by doing this. Oh, by the way, you can delete the photo if you want. If you don't want to delete it, just keep it for yourself. Rui Shui's calm look made Zhang Yu feel like he had punched cotton. How can this work? Zhang Yu quit immediately. If he didn't let this girl have a better memory this time, she would play tricks on him next time. Wait a minute, today's punishment is not this. Huh, then what else do you want to do? Ruishui frowned. Ah, Zhang Yu smiled sinisterly, grabbed 2 cockroaches from under a tree not far away, and threw them at Ruishui's feet. Ah, Ruxing screamed in fright at the cockroach thrown by Zhang Yu, jumped up to the tree, and hugged the trunk tightly. Zhang Yu, you, go to hell. Well, that's what it feels like. Zhang Yu closed his eyes and enjoyed Ruishui's screams and curses. I saw the cockroach suddenly spread its wings and flew towards Ruishui's position. Ah, Zhang Yu, you stinky. Zhang Yu, take this insect away quickly. Zhang Yu, I beg you, I was wrong, please drive it away. Ruishui was so frightened that her voice sounded like crying, and she finally chose to beg Zhang Yu for mercy. See how easy it is to get a girl to admit her mistake, all she needs is the help of Mr. Cockroach. Do you still dare to be careful? I don't dare anymore. I will listen to you in everything from now on. Please drive it away. Ruishui had tears in her eyes and her body was shaking. Seeing Ruishui's appearance, Zhang Yu did not continue to bully her. He was crushed to death by a cockroach and took her down from the tree. Ruishui in her arms had tears on her face and her voice was hoarse. Zhang Yu, I really don't dare to be clever anymore. I will listen to you honestly from now on. Please stop bullying me, okay? Ruishui was really scared this time. She has been afraid of bugs since she was a child, and she would stay away from them every time she encountered one. Zhang Yu rubbed her head and his tone became gentle. Be good, as long as you stop thinking about stabbing me in the back, I promise not to bully you. Not only will I not bully you, I will also protect you. No one can bully you in the future. Ruishui closed her eyes and nodded, not knowing what she was thinking. Are you continuing to look for opportunities to take revenge? Or really submit to him? As the conflicts between the two increased again, things seemed to have reached a critical point. Ruishui, who is ice snowy and smart, naturally understands this. Since you can't beat him, then join him. When you get a chance in the future, you must give him a good beating. He must be beaten to tears. Then I took 20 photos of him. Otherwise, it will be difficult to understand the hatred in my heart. Okay, don't cry. Aang, you're a pretty girl. She's crying. Snort. Ruishui snorted coldly, silently cursing Zhang Yu for eating instant noodles without seasoning packets. The person who is evil is the protagonist, not the author. If you scold the protagonist, don't scold the author. After Zhang Yu sent Ruishui back to the hospital, he returned home with Luo Yichang and the others. After returning home, Zhang Yu carefully looked at the door for a long time, and then breathed a deep sigh of relief after confirming that Zhang Tiancheng was not at home. Fortunately, he received a message from his sister while he was on the road, otherwise he would have had to sleep at Li Dapeng's house again tonight. Zhang Han told Zhang Yu this afternoon that he had returned to school and took the Heartstone with him. Turning on the light, there was another note left by Zhang Han and 5 bottles of dark red animal blood on the table. Details of animal blood are in Chapter 11. The note read, Smelly brother, my sister has gone to school. The food is in the kitchen. Remember to heat it up. Remember to pour the cat food for Xiao Xiao when you come back. Zhang Yu touched his nose and took out the food from the kitchen. He didn't heat it up and just took 2 random bites into his mouth. After eating, Zhang Yu put away the dishes, put cat food on Xiao Xiao, then put hot water in the bathtub and poured a bottle of animal blood directly into it. Ah, comfortable. Zhang Yu took a deep breath and lay inside with a contented face. With the blessing of the beast's blood, the awakening factors in the air accelerated into his body. Bang! Soon, Zhang Yu's aura surged, and his level broke through from a bronze 2-star to a bronze 3-star. Is this a bronze 3-star? Zhang Yu clenched his fists, feeling the power that was condensing inside his body. You know, it was less than half a month since the last breakthrough. Now I have broken through again, but thanks to the bottle of beast blood left by my sister. What happens if I use 2 bottles? Such an idea flashed through Zhang Yu's mind, but he quickly gave it up. What if something happens? Even if you are from the time system and have a strong ability to save your life, you can't joke with your own life. What is the difference between a 99% survival rate and a death rate? I've traveled through time and still have my hair curled up. Thinking of this, Zhang Yu was not in a hurry to upgrade. After all, his father was a grand master. Who dared to provoke me? After a while, the sun shines. Hey, aren't these Master Zhang and Master Li? Li Mingyi said in a strange tone. What kind of wind brings you two here? Stand outside, you are not allowed in until I tell you to come in. Outside the door, Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng looked at each other and complained to each other. Sao, it's all your fault that you had to drag me to the internet cafe, causing me to skip school. Otherwise, I'm a good student here. Haha, is this horse riding the reason why you play Stone Man Kong Da? Then your Yasuo performance isn't very good. Why don't you pick up the 5 white lines? Li Dapeng immediately expressed his dissatisfaction. Shut up, both of you. Zhang Yu and the two glared at each other, neither of them convinced. At this time, Rui Shui also completed the transfer procedures and walked to the classroom door holding her small school bag. PFF'd. Seeing Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng standing straight like doormen, Rui Shui chuckled. I didn't expect you, Zhang Yu, to be here today too. I have news to tell you. Our class will have a new classmate today. Everyone applauds. Bang bang bang. Only a few people applauded sparsely in the classroom. Li Mingyi snorted, a little dissatisfied with the student's performance. Classmate, come in and introduce yourself to everyone. Li Mingyi waved his hand and let Rui Shui in. Hello everyone, my name is Rui Shui. Bang bang bang. Good. Welcome new students. My classmate is sitting here, there is no one next to me. Hey, do you want her to go to your place next to the trash can? After Rui Shui walked into the class, before she could say a few words, she was overshadowed by the warm applause of the crowd. Li Mingyi, you guys really have double standards. You get excited when you see your new classmates look pretty, right? Especially Zhang Yi, he whistles the loudest. With Zhang Yu here, there is definitely no hope of pursuing Luo Yichang. It is better to think about how to catch up with this new girl. She is not much worse in appearance than Luo Yichang. Besides, this new girl looks so tender, especially her little hands. It would be nice if I could get it. No one knows what Zhang Yi is thinking. It is estimated that many classmates have the same thoughts as him. When Rui Shui finished introducing herself, Luo Yichang waved to her. Do you know each other? Li Mingyi asked. Yeah, good friend. Since you two know each other, then you can sit next to classmate Yisheng. Li Mingyi immediately arranged for his classmates to bring a table in from outside the classroom and place it next to Luo Yichang. Zhang Yi was immediately happy when he saw it. Isn't this the first to get the moon first? As for Zhang Yu, he already has Luo Yichang, how dare he touch a new female classmate? Zhang Yi looked around and determined that no one was more competitive than him, and suddenly felt that he was good again. Okay, let's continue class, you two, come in. Next time you skip school, you can go directly to the teaching office to see Director Han. Why don't you two come in? Li Mingyi was a little confused. When he went out, he saw Zhang Yu taking the 7 wolves and spanking Li Dapeng hard on the butt. Li Dapeng was unyielding. Father Zhang Yu, Sao, even if you beat me to death, your Yasuo will still be a loser. The kind of food that bites your feet. Hiss, Dad. Li Mingyi, yes, you two can continue fighting outside. After class, Li Dapeng limped into the classroom holding his buttocks. Classmate, my name is Zhang Yi. I am the monitor of class 1. Can you please add me on WeChat? If you need anything in the class, just contact me directly. Zhang Yi came to Rui Shui's seat, shook his hair, and struck a pose that he thought was handsome. Really, you can do anything? Rui Shui asked. Zhang Yi nodded, his face full of confidence. Okay, then you can help me solve these Olympiad problems. Forehead. Zhang Yi's face fell instantly when he heard this. Although he is a good student at mathematical Olympiad problems, he still can't solve them. Well, this is really beyond my ability. Otherwise, are you looking for something else? Zhang Yi sneered. Rui Shui nodded and pointed at Li Dapeng who had just entered the classroom door. Then you give him a good beating. Li Dapeng. Zhang Yi, you want to beat me up? Li Dapeng said disdainfully. Zhang Yi immediately shook his head like a rattle, and a layer of cold sweat broke out on his forehead. How about I help you solve the mathematical Olympiad problem? Hey, little Ruishui is sitting next to me. After tying up the 7 wolves, Zhang Yu came to the classroom and saw Ruishui sitting next to him. He walked over and rubbed her head, then sat between Luo Yichang and Ruishui. Hey, I've been to class for half a period. I'm tired. Let's lie down for a while. As he spoke, Zhang Yu leaned his head in Luo Yichang's arms and put his calf on Ruishui's thigh. Luo Yichang stopped writing. Although she was speechless, she still gently rubbed Zhang Yu's temples with her hands. Snort. Ruishui snorted coldly, with a bit of reluctance on her pretty face, and stretched out her 2 white and tender little hands to beat Zhang Yu's legs. Zhang Yi. Sao. Oh shit. Why don't I get this kind of treatment? The thief Zhang Yu takes away my love one after another and pushes my limits. Then I'll change the limit again. Zhang Yi returned to his seat with an aggrieved look on his face, not daring to provoke Zhang Yu and the others anymore. Under the jealous gazes of the surrounding classmates, Zhang Yu narrowed her eyes for a while. Afternoon. The sky suddenly became much gloomier, with dark clouds and heavy rain mixed with a few thunders. Boom! A bolt of lightning struck the playground, causing bursts of screams. There was the sound of wind, thunder, and raindrops hitting the windows, making a thumping sound. Look, what is that? I saw 2 huge figures appearing in the sky, causing an uproar. Beast species. It looks like its size is at least diamond level. Luo Yichang spoke with a solemn expression, but Zhang Yu was not panicked at all. Didn't you see that these 2 guys are being hunted? Behind the beast species, Luo Yuming and Zhang Tiancheng laughed wildly. The 2 of them could obviously chase them down and kill them, but instead of chasing them, they just wanted to play the game of cat and mouse. Luo Yuming's awakening factor solidified all over his body, turning into streams of water to control the 2 beasts within the range of his skills, preventing the beasts from harming innocent people. Zhang Tiancheng continued to sprinkle chili powder and edible salt into the water condensed by Luo Yuming. Then he asked Luo Yuming to control the seasoned water flow and hit the wounds of the 2 beasts directly. The 2 diamond-level beasts howled in pain. Beast species. Killing without cruelty. Sure enough, like father, like son. Ruishui thought in her mind. The degree of insidiousness between the father and son is simply carved from the same mold. At this time, a voice came from Zhang Yu's mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for triggering the selective reward. 1. Play with beasts with Luo Yuming and Zhang Tiancheng and get the reward, Sword of Time. Ding! Congratulations to the host for triggering the selective reward. 1. Play with beasts with Luo Yuming and Zhang Tiancheng and get the reward, Sword of Time. 2. Beast species are also life. Please intercede with Zhang Tiancheng and the 2 for the 2 beast species, and get the reward, the Light of the Virgin. 3. The beasts were tired after being hunted for so long. A sliding shovel was slid into the beasts' stomachs to replenish their strength, and they won the title, Orok's Big Gold Cup. The Sword of Time. Zhang Yu had some doubts in his heart, but anyway, just by hearing the name, he knew he was very good. System, choose the first one. Zhang Yu thought silently in his mind. Ding! Due to the difficulty of the task, the Sword of Time rewards can be released in advance. Will the host claim it? Ding! The collection is successful. The Sword of Time is issued as a skill. Zhang Yu, I haven't said anything about collecting it yet, so you just automatically collected it for me, right? But, you're quite a nice person. Sword of Time. The location where it was cut shows the initial form and final form to be unlocked. Skill, Time and Space Summoning. Summon yourself 1 year later to assist in the battle, duration 10 minutes. Note, the side effects are extremely serious, please do not use it lightly. Ding! The system will give you a time and space summoning experience card. There are no side effects when using the experience card. Initial form, final form, is that what you mean? Zhang Yu was a little confused and slowly moved his eyes towards Zhang Yi. Although I don't know what it means, I will know it through experimentation. Zhang Yu first saved a file for Zhang Yi, and gathered the awakening factors in his hand to form a golden sword of time. Zhang Yi, who was watching the show outside the window, suddenly had a bad feeling. He turned around and found Zhang Yu walking towards him with a sword in hand. Zhang Yi, Zhang Yu, brother Yu, what are you doing? I didn't provoke you today. Zhang Yu laughed evilly and reached out to unbuckle Zhang Yi's belt. Brother Yu, no. Upon seeing this, Li Dapeng hurried over and held down Zhang Yi, who was struggling desperately. Luo Yichang covered Ruishui's eyes and closed her own eyes at the same time. Don't let this thing get your eyes dirty. Tisk, it's so small, it's not embarrassing. Zhang Yu ignored Zhang Yi's pleas, took off his clothes and slashed towards his lower body with his sword. The strange thing is that Zhang Yi didn't feel any pain and even felt that he was back to his peak. But after a few seconds, it shrank at a speed visible to the naked eye, directly returning to the state it was in when it was a baby. Zhang Yi, how could it become like this? Quick, brother Yu, change back for me. Zhang Yi was immediately frightened and cried. With current medical methods, if it is broken, it can be reconnected, but if it turns into a baby, there is no way. Okay, don't cry, I'll change you back right now. Zhang Yu slashed with his sword again, but this time it was in its final form. In just a few seconds, it changed back at a speed visible to the naked eye, but it looked a bit ugly. Zhang Yi breathed a sigh of relief. Just change back, just change back. Before he could say anything, Zhang Yi suddenly felt the urge to urinate. He was so frightened that he clamped his legs and ran towards the toilet. Unbuckle your belt. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Zilla. Tick-tock. Sao, what's going on with this horse riding? Zhang Yi felt that this thing was out of control, and it dripped all over his pants. Zhang Yu, I will *****. After about 10 minutes, Zhang Yikai came out holding on to the wall. My legs are numb. Zhang Yi, why are your pants wet? Zhang Yu asked, didn't I already recover for you? Sao, are you embarrassed to mention it? That water gun works better than mine. It was dripping for more than 10 minutes. Although Zhang Yi was ashamed and angry in his heart, he no longer dared to show it when facing Zhang Yu. Brother Yu, you have become even more useless to me. Going to the toilet is like an aging urinary tract tube. Zhang Yi cried sadly. It turns out that the initial form is to change the place where you cut it to the way it was when you were born. Is the final form what it will be like when it becomes old? Cow ratio. Broken sound. Zhang Yu could already imagine a row of teenagers dripping water while holding on to the wall. Just dare to think and do it. Then the wish will come true one day. Zhang Yu didn't embarrass Zhang Yi anymore and directly loaded the file to restore him to his previous appearance. Li Dapeng's eyes twitched slightly as he looked at the sword in Zhang Yu's hand, knowing that he had quarreled with him in the morning. I hope he won't use this sword against himself. I don't want to try the aging urinary tract tube. ... At this time, Zhang Tiancheng's wild laughter could be heard in the sky again. Ha ha ha, you beast, how dare you run into the school? Just in time, let these students learn how to kill beast species today. Two huge figures appeared awkwardly above the school, but due to Luo Yuming's control, the beasts tried their best but could not escape the attack range of the two. Thunder. Boom. Zhang Tiancheng shouted loudly. There was a deafening sound in the sky. The students watching the play were all shaken by the sound, their ears were numb, and they were filled with fear. Thunder and lightning. Zhang Tiancheng waved his right hand, and countless lightning bolts from the sky gathered together, eventually condensing into a bolt of lightning as thick as a bucket. He smashed it headlong into one of the beasts. Boom. The beast was immediately chopped to death and fell on the school playground. This was just the result of Zhang Tiancheng not using all his strength. If he used his full strength, he would probably smash it into pieces. Zhang Yi was immediately frightened and his anus tightened. Is this the strength of a grandmaster? This time he could probably chop his father into powder. After seeing Zhang Tiancheng's strength, Zhang Yi could no longer think of revenge against Zhang Yu. The powerful master is so terrifying. And Luo Yuming on the side was no exception. The awakening factor in his hand rioted, and countless raindrops in the sky gathered towards him. An isolation belt was formed directly in the air, and the rain in half of Luo City was condensed by him. Water curtain falls. Luo Yuming pushed with both hands, and a huge waterfall of water swept towards another beast. Roar. The beast yelled anxiously and was covered by the waterfall. Water explosion. Immediately afterwards, under Luo Yuming's control, the waterfall decomposed into countless small raindrops, which stayed around the beast. Bong. Each water droplet explodes violently, as bright as fireworks. What a pity, if only it would be better at night. Zhang Yu sighed in his heart. Both beasts were dying and fell on the playground, making a big hole. Little cubs, watch carefully, how the beast species is killed. Zhang Tiancheng faced everyone's gaze, stood proudly above the school with his hands on his back. Tisk, he actually pretended to be in advance again. Luo Yuming felt regretful. If he had known earlier, he would not have looked for an angle. Next, let's take a look at how to kill the beasts. Zhang Tiancheng's eyes flashed, and the awakening factor in his hand condensed into a long knife with thunder raging. Wait, let me come. Seeing Zhang Tiancheng subduing the beast, Zhang Yu quickly waved his arms with excitement on his face. Are you kidding? With your strength, you can't even cut off his hair. Zhang Tianli immediately refused and glared at Zhang Yu fiercely. Just let me try. What if I can do it? Tisk, try it, hurry up, go to class after you try it, don't let your teacher worry about it. Zhang Yu nodded and condensed the golden sword of time in his hand. For a moment, Zhang Tiancheng was a little confused. Can this brat use the awakening factor to condense weapons? Isn't this what only gold can do? TCH, I just like how you look like you've never seen the world. Zhang Tiancheng. Zhang Yu sighed, swung the long sword in his hand, and slashed out the initial form, this sword. I call it rebirth. The location where the beast was cut gradually began to recover. And Zhang Yu's mental power was also consumed visibly to the naked eye. Sao, that does not work. My own mental strength supports such a huge consumption. Zhang Yu cursed secretly and quickly cut off the skill. If he continues to consume like this, he will die of exhaustion before the beast species can return to its young state. The level is still too low. Now with his mental power, even if he keeps loading and recovering, he still can't keep up with the consumption. While Zhang Yu was thinking, Beast Type felt that the part where he was cut by Zhang Yu had regained some strength. This is somewhat unexpected. This human being is pretty cool. But the beast species had no intention of thinking about these things at this time. All it knew was that it had regained some strength now, and a very weak human being was standing next to it. Have the opportunity. The beast suddenly burst out and grabbed Zhang Yu. As long as he can capture the human being in front of him as a hostage, he can survive. Beast, you are so brave. Luo Yuming, who was well prepared, slapped the beast's position with his palm. At the same time, the water flow gathered into a curtain to protect Zhang Yu. You brat, go back quickly. You can't hurt it. Luo Yuming laughed and cursed, condensing the awakening factor in his hand, and was about to finish off the two beasts in one fell swoop. Wait a minute, Uncle Luo, I still have a unique skill. Zhang Yu hurriedly stopped Luo Yuming, and the 1-meter-long sword of time in his hand condensed again. Come out, baby. The sword of time swung in Zhang Yu's hand, cutting out a crack in time and space. In the cracks in time and space, a bright river of time slowly flows out. As the long river flowed by, Zhang Yu suddenly appeared in front of everyone, holding the underwear he had not yet put on. Future Zhang Yu. Everyone, what the hell is this horse riding? To Zhang Yu. Is there another one wearing nothing? Oh ho. Hiss, this thing is so terrifying. The girls around them covered their faces with their hands, their pretty faces flushed, and their fingers unnaturally leaving a gap. But the boys around them all showed low self-esteem and felt ashamed of themselves. Sao. In the future, Zhang Yu cursed secretly and hurriedly pulled up his underwear, revealing a sinus on Zhang Yu's face. Snapped. Zhang Yu. My future self gave my present me a sinus. Zhang Yu gave up in an instant and threw a stop at future Zhang Yu. Little hot chick, I am now platinum, do you think you can do anything to me with your three-legged cat tricks? Time and space, distorted. Future Zhang Yu shouted low, and the flow of time around him accelerated, and he was in front of present Zhang Yu in an instant. Just when I was about to touch my waist. Sao. But he found that he was wearing a pair of underwear now, and the 7 wolves didn't bring them with him at all. Stop, stop, hurry up, stop killing each other, you are here to do work, not to beat me. That won't work, I was beaten up by my future self during your time period. When did I, Zhang Yu, suffer such a loss? Future Zhang Yu said. Now Zhang Yu. In the end, despite Zhang Yu's extreme resistance, he still couldn't escape the beating. Crackling. Sao, just wait, I will do the same thing in a year. Zhang Yu said with an aggrieved face, making up his mind that if he was summoned back in a year, he would also beat that Zhang Yu. That's your business. Luo Yisheng. Li Dapeng. Why bother yourself? Future Zhang Yu, who had taken revenge, felt refreshed and didn't even bother to talk to the two beasts, and just went back through time and space. Hey, you haven't helped kill these two beasts yet. Help, haha, when I was in your time period, Zhang Yu who was summoned by me didn't even help, he beat me up and left. You still expect me to help? Opening parenthesis. Zhang Yu is gone in the future. Zhang Yu. Sao, did I summon you here just to get yourself beaten? System, you must give me an explanation today. Ding, I told the host that it is an experience card, and the host's own wishes are not within the control of the system. Depend on, is it just a beating in vain? It makes me so angry that I will do the same thing in a year. Zhang Tiancheng, co-authored by my son, he summoned my future son, and then my future son took advantage of my present son and beat him up. Does the time system still have this ability? Although Zhang Tiancheng was a little confused, there were really too many unknown mysteries in the time system. He also couldn't figure out why Zhang Yu could condense weapons at the bronze level and summon his future self. All this can only be attributed to the mystery of the time system. Forget it, wait until this brat comes back and ask him again. You brat, you! Roar! While Zhang Tiancheng was speaking, he heard the screams of beasts coming from the side. Turning his head, Zhang Yu was holding 7 wolves in his left hand and whipping the beast's ass hard. Sao, it's your fault for stepping on the horse. Zhang Yu was so angry that he pulled out the phantoms from the 7 wolves in his hand. Roar! The beasts screamed, but they couldn't move at all due to Luo Yuming's pressure. They could only watch helplessly as Zhang Yu whipped them on their buttocks one after another. Tisk, there are also these 7 wolves, we have to ask them tomorrow together, it hurts so much to be beaten. If I had had this thing back then, I would have conquered all the remaining masters by now. Zhang Tiancheng thought in his mind. Oh, by the way, I have to beat the little brat again when he comes back. And I made up my mind to use these 7 wolves. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the mission. As the system sound sounded, Zhang Yu, who was furious, stopped. The two beasts stopped barking at this time. They were beaten to death by Zhang Yu with 7 wolves. That's it. Our diamond-level beasts nothing more than this. Zhang Yu shook his messy bangs. Get out of here and remember to go home after school. Dad has something to tell you. Zhang Tiancheng gave an instruction, and Luo Yuming left with the corpses of the two beasts. As school was about to end, the rain in the sky gradually weakened, and Li Mingyi hurriedly came to the class. I received a temporary notice that the Los Angeles competition is scheduled for the year before. In 7 days, the 5 strongest students from 7 universities will be selected to participate in the national competition in the form of an arena competition and a team competition. Also, the most important thing is that senior high school students from all colleges and universities in Los Angeles can participate. The rules of the competition do not restrict the use of any means. However, hot weapons are not allowed. When Li Mingyi said this, he glanced at Zhang Yu with a bit of worry in his eyes. Don't worry, what he is worried about is not Zhang Yu, but his opponent. Zhang Yu looked confused. Why are you looking at me? How could I do such a thing? I just don't know if bows and crossbows are considered hot weapons. I will send the detailed introduction of the Los Angeles Games to the class group. If you have anything you don't understand, you can ask me in the group. In addition, during the competition, every move you make will be broadcast live. Please use polite words and refrain from discrediting your school. Also, after Li Mingyi chattered a lot of nonsense, the school bell finally rang. After discovering that Zhang Tiancheng was not at home, Zhang Yu breathed a deep sigh of relief. He found something to put on the table and put Xiao Xiao's cat food and water on it. He opened the animal blood Zhang Han left for him, poured it into the bathtub, and threw himself into it. He turned around and picked up his phone to check the information about the high martial arts competition that Li Mingyi had sent to the class group. Information about the Luokang Gaowu competition is as follows. Referees: Luo Yuming, Sun Ruonan. 4 referees. Narrators: Zhou Qing, Heina. The first game, arena match. There are 99 arenas in the arena, and the champion can win by fighting 10 games in a row. Game 2. Team Game. The students who won the group competition spontaneously formed a team of 5 to compete. Each team was compared one by one, and the winner could participate in the National Martial Arts Competition. Note: this competition will be open to the public in the form of live broadcast. Please regulate your words. The rules are simple and clear. 7 days later, right? The Los Angeles Games will last for another 7 days, which happens to be the day before the Spring Festival. Gaowu didn't think much about it. For him, a competition in Los Angeles was just for fun. But other students are different. After learning that everyone could participate in the competition, their eyes were red, and they all started involution mode. This is an opportunity. If I can achieve better results in the competition, then at least I won't have to worry about going to college. In just 7 days, it would be difficult for students with poor talent to gain 1 star even if they just practice without eating or drinking. Besides, those students with good talents are also practicing hard. 7 days later, Gaowu, who kept restraining himself in training, finally reached 2 stars in a row, reaching the peak of bronze 5, and was almost on the verge of reaching bronze. The bottles of animal blood left by Zhonghan were all used up. The same goes for Luo Yichang next door, whose level is catching up with Zhongyu's and has reached the peak of bronze 5. As for Li Dapeng, he no longer had this control, and his level was only upgraded to bronze 4 star. The Luokang Gaowu competition was built in the playground of No. 5 Middle School. 99 arenas were placed in the center of the arena, and there was a therapeutic doctor guarding each arena. Above each arena, there is a drone broadcasting live broadcasts. Luo Yuming and the other 3 referees sat on the referees' table a little bored, waiting for the start. On the other side, the 2 commentators, Zhou Qing and Heina, were wearing headsets, and there were 2 microphones on the stage. By the time Gaowu, the 4 of them, Sun Wenbin and Lu Yumeng joined together, the arena was already packed with people. Lu Yumeng's current status is as a substitute in the team. It means that she is taking this pedicure girl to have. Hello everyone, hello viewers. Zhou Qing and Heina faced the screen with professional smiles. It's the annual martial arts competition again. Who knows where this year's dark horse will appear? Zhou Qing spoke first and said to the screen. Yes. Heina agreed with a smile. According to rumors, No. 1 Middle School is going to rise this year. Yes, okay, let's stop talking nonsense and let the game begin. The game begins. Heina agreed with a smile. Audience in front of the TV. Come, who dares to fight with me? As the game started, a slightly fat boy took the lead in jumping onto the stage, with a bit of bohemian look in his eyes. I, Chen Qing, come to fight with you. The young man named Chen Qing also jumped onto the ring and bowed his hands. Chen Qing, may I ask your name? The fat young man has serious eyes. Judging from his performance, he must be a master. No matter what, the momentum cannot be lost. My name is Wang Ergo. Please give me your advice. Wang Ergo returned the courtesy. Disrespect, it turns out it's brother Ergo. Have you heard of me? Of course, no. Before Chen Qing could finish his words, he suddenly dodged and attacked Wang Ergo's lower third path. Wang Ergo also prepared to leave early, and when Chen Qing just opened his mouth, he took the lead and rushed towards him with a slap in the face. Snapped, snapped. Wang Ergo slapped Chen Qing on the face, and Chen Qing also pinched his lower body, and the 2 of them struggled like mad dogs. Sao, I'll step on my horse and crush you to pieces. Ah, Wang Ergo yelled, took out a chopstick from his sleeve, and stabbed Chen Qing's lower back. Both commentators were dumbfounded by this scene. How to explain this horse riding? I thought that judging from the humble appearance of the 2 people, this battle would be over, but I didn't expect it to be such a defeat. Even the other arenas were pretty much the same, with all kinds of sinister methods emerging one after another, and some even covered their weapons with poison and chopped their opponents until they were foaming at the mouth. Fortunately, today's doctors all have special powers, so it's easy to save a poisoned person, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Tisk, a bunch of idiots. These are the 2 types of people I usually hate the most. Hey Mishiro. Gaowu held a telescope and a piece of grass in his mouth, immersed in watching the 2 anxious girls tearing each other's clothes off in the ring in the distance. What about the other one? Li Dapeng also held a telescope and looked into the distance like Gaowu. It's white. I guess I haven't been this white since I've been dead for 3 days. Don't let me be the 6th one. Okay, don't disturb me, just concentrate on watching, concentrate on analyzing the enemy's situation. Why? Ruishui sighed. I really don't know what these two people were thinking, but they still looked so careless during the competition. Ding! Congratulations to the host for triggering the selective reward. 1. Use the 7 wolves to kill 1,000 people in the Los Angeles competition, and receive rewards, S-level talent upgraded to SS level, and a large amount of mental power increased. 2. Kowtow to each opponent in the high martial arts competition, and offer the 7 wolves with both hands to let the opponent beat you, and get the reward, a little hobby. Let me show you the beautiful women and relax your mood. Ding! Congratulations to the host for triggering the selective reward. 1. Use the 7 wolves to kill 1,000 people in the Los Angeles competition, and receive rewards, S-level talent upgraded to SS level, and a large amount of mental power increased. 2. Kowtow to each opponent in the high martial arts competition, and offer the 7 wolves with both hands to let the opponent beat you, and get the reward, a little hobby. 3. Scream, what's the point of one-on-one? I'm even beating the referee today. Get a reward, a big wreath. Tisk, if you want me to choose the first one, just say so. After the 2 girls decided the winner, Zhang took advantage of the situation and ran towards the ring. Don't get me wrong, the main reason is that they don't have much mental energy left after the fight, so they can pick up the slack. Definitely not to take a closer look at the ragged young lady. Absolutely not. Zhang swore that if he really had this idea, he would stop Li Dapeng from doing anything for the rest of his life. But Zhang was not the only one who had this idea. Many LSPs rushed towards the young ladies, and most of them rushed to pick up the slack or take advantage. And most of them have weak talent levels, so they are just going through the motions. Why not try and see if you can miss something? Stop! Get away from that girl! Let me come! Zhang shouted as he ran. After hearing this, everyone became even more anxious and ran very fast. By the time Zhang arrived, the young lady had successfully killed 5 people who came to challenge him. At this time, the commentator also turned the screen to the young lady. The fighting scene was very intense. The champion dragged his injured body and defeated 5 people in a row. Oh my god, another one is killed. Let us applaud this young lady. The commentator's explanation was intense, but the barrage was full of question marks. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Barrage. This is a moving mosaic. Barrage. What are you doing? We want to see the ragged young lady, so quickly remove the mosaic. Barrage. Support mosaic removal. +1, +2, +1000088. A group of LSP. Zhou Qing cursed in her heart, but she still removed part of the mosaic at the request of the surrounding audience. Only the face and limbs were exposed. Barrage. That's it. That's it. What's the difference between going to mosaic and not going? Barrage. That's right, protest. But this time Zhou Qing ignored these barrages and continued to explain on her own. Come on, next one. The young lady was in a trance mentally, but she still gritted her teeth and persisted. The 7th one. 3 more to go. Only 3 more to go. As long as he defeats 3 more, he will have a chance to participate in the team competition. Hey, little sister, I'm offended. Dong dong. Heavy footsteps sounded. Looking closely, I saw a fat man with a big belly and a lewd smile walking onto the ring. Little sister, here is. Before the fat man finished speaking, the young lady dragged her injured body and rushed towards him. 100 flowers fall. Sao, this woman has no martial ethics. The fat man cursed secretly, and countless cuts were made by the petals around the young lady's body. 100 flowers bloom. The young lady gave a sweet shout, and hundreds of flower petals exploded at the same time, blowing the fat man off the ring. But she herself collapsed on the ring from exhaustion due to excessive mental exertion. The 8th one. With her persistence and perseverance, this young lady successfully killed 8 challengers. But her own situation doesn't seem to be good either. Barrage. Come on, little sister. I support you. Barrage. Little sister, stand up. Sao, get out of the way and let me defeat her. What do you want to do? Take advantage of others' danger. Haha, don't you think so too? Otherwise, why are you queuing here? Zhang Yu originally wanted to get in, but there were so many people queuing up to challenge that he couldn't squeeze in. You guys, I can't pick this leak, so don't pick it up. Read the file. Zhang Yu secretly moved one hand towards the young lady's position, directly restoring her physical condition to the time when he counterattacked the fifth person. Because Zhang Yu was afraid of being picked up by others, he saved a file for her when he first arrived. The young lady who was curled up on the ring felt that her condition had recovered a lot in an instant. After realizing that it was Zhang Yu's hand, she gave him a grateful look. Then he stretched his body and climbed up unsteadily. Come on. Ahem. Poof. I can still fight. The young lady spit out a mouthful of blood and fell onto the ring again. When everyone saw this, they rushed to the arena. This is a free point. Who doesn't want that? But there are also some people who can't bear it, but think that this time may be related to their future development. He gritted his teeth and rushed towards the ring. I'm sorry, little sister. A young man jumped onto the ring, the awakening factor in his hand condensed into a ball of light, gritted his teeth and threw it towards the young lady's position. The flowers fall, phew, bloom, boom, sow. The young man cursed angrily and was blown away to the bottom of the ring. Yes, this woman pretends to be riding a horse, boyishly beating the ground with his hands. Was he actually acted by this woman? This scene also made the many challengers queuing up around them feel unconfident. How could one of them get killed in reverse? Or is this woman just pretending to be weak? But it doesn't look like it at all. Just when everyone was hesitating whether to continue the challenge, the boy who was kicked off the ring held his head and roared. She just barely stepped on a horse. That skill did no damage at all. I was so frightened by her feint that I fell off. I hate it. Why is my willpower so weak? I will definitely win. The young lady on the ring also cooperated and fell to the ground again, spitting out another mouthful of blood. Zhang Yu was stunned for a moment. Did this girl have so much blood? The two of them sang in harmony, once again making other challengers determined to pick up the slack. Bad chicken, you actually fell off. Look at your potential. Look at me. The boy wearing glasses held up the frame of the glasses with his hands, taunted the young man who was holding his head and roaring, and rushed to the ring first. Looking at the back of the man with the eyes, the young man smiled sinisterly. This time, he wasn't the only one who was embarrassed. The young people of our generation believe in tearing off other people's umbrellas even if they get caught in the rain. Hey, little sister, you should admit defeat. It would be out of character for me to take action. Although the man with glasses sounded lewd, his eyes were restless. 100. Flower. Fall. Burst. Boom. The bespectacled man was completely blackened by hundreds of exploding flower petals. Sao, are you two trying to play me? Sao, are you two pretending to be me? The dark-skinned man with glasses was bombarded and yelled at the young lady on the ring and the boy who cheated him. These two people are really bad, teaming up to play him. You shouldn't believe their evil deeds. Win. 10 consecutive victories. 9 counterattacks. Zhou Qing shouted excitedly to the camera. Our champion lady dragged her injured body to kill 9 challengers one after another. Let's congratulate her. Barrage. Congratulations are definitely needed, but can you cancel the mosaic? Barrage. It's just that, with the mosaic, I can't feel the little sister's blood. Well, I can't feel the blood of the counterattack, okay. It is strongly recommended to cancel the mosaic. Barrage. +1, +2, +10086. After winning the game, the young lady stood proudly on the ring, looking like she was seriously injured and unconscious. Zhou Qing and the audience in front of the screen were stunned. Of course, most of this is due to Zhang Yu. It seems that this young lady is not only powerful, but also has superb methods. She can actually think of using her body advantage to confuse the challenger. Barrage. Honey trap. I want to experience it too. Barrage. +1. Not far away. After the game started, Ruishui walked directly onto a ring without saying a word, her pretty face full of fighting spirit. Then, she discovered that after beating 10 opponents away one after another, she didn't even have a scratch on her body. No wonder Zhang Yu and the others weren't nervous at all, they all seemed to be playing along. It turned out that they were all such a group of novice opponents, and they were defeated before they even used their full strength, leaving me unable to advance or inferior for a while. The same was true for Luo Yichang. With his strong strength, he easily defeated 10 opponents in succession. There was even an opponent who verbally insulted her before the fight, trying to anger Luo Yisheng through words, and he succeeded. As a result, Luo Yichang was beaten to the point of paralysis by an angry Luo Yichang. 3 doctors from the therapeutic department came to treat him for 5 hours before he was cured. When I got to Li Dapeng's side, his style of painting changed a bit. I saw him looking at the 3 arenas not far away with a sly look on his face. After the competition in the 3 arenas was over, Li Dapeng picked the most expensive arena champion and rushed forward first. Sao, he got the better of him. The people around who were also waiting to pick up the leak saw that Li Dapeng had taken the lead and yelled at him for a while. Bah, you incompetent person, what else will you do besides picking up leaks? Oh, it doesn't matter, no one who is opportunistic can beat him. That is, those who are truly powerful would not bother to do such a thing. You are scolding me, right? Very good. I, Li Dapeng, haven't been afraid of anyone when it comes to swearing since I moved into Zuan. Congratulations, you hit the target. Li Dapeng cleared his throat, took out a speaker from the backpack behind him, turned the sound to the maximum, and pointed it at the people who had just insulted him. I'll just tell you asterisk asterisk n asterisk asterisk a. You big asterisk asterisk dog n asterisk asterisk a. ... This classmate is so lively here. Come on, let's focus the picture on this classmate. As soon as Zhou Qing adjusted the screen to Li Dapeng's side, the wheat exploded instantly. Beep beep beep. The ears of the viewers watching the live broadcast were filled with beeps, which frightened Zhou Qing into hurriedly switching the screen. Barrage. Barrage. What species is this, brother? Why does it keep beeping? Barrage. Is there a possibility that this is silence? Li Dapeng and everyone participated in a 10-minute relative greeting contest, which ended with Li Dapeng slightly winning. Bah, little guy, you're still far behind when it comes to swearing at people, so go ahead and learn it. Li Dapeng spat on his hands, smoothed some messy hair with his hands, and stood with his hands tied, with a bit of arrogance on his face. In the audience, everyone was foaming at the mouth by Li Dapeng's singing of birds and the fragrance of flowers, and fell to the ground, with tears of humiliation shining in their eyes. Don't be ridiculous, people do get scolded and cry. I have the right to say this. Well, don't learn from this classmate. His approach is incorrect. Zhou Qing showed an ugly smile and cut the picture to herself. Barrage. I want to see Brother Telegraph. Barrage. Brother Telegraph. Ha ha ha, I want to read it too. Barrage. +1. Oh, opportunistic people can only talk quickly. Even if I drag my injured body, I can defeat you. Lingbi. On the ring, the injured Chen Jun stood opposite Li Dapeng with his eyes closed. The awakening factor in his body condensed on his nose, which twitched slightly. Congratulations, you chose the wrong opponent. Although I am injured now, I am still a C-level talent awakener. Under my nose, the smell emitted by your every move cannot escape my nose. Sniff sniff. Ah, did you eat garlic while riding a horse this morning? Chen Jun was so smoked that he vomited and cursed. When he opened his eyes, he saw Li Dapeng's buttocks bulging slightly. Are you farting while riding a horse? Li Dapeng. Don't be embarrassed, suck it hard, I did it on purpose. As he said that, Li Dapeng's pants behind him once again moved automatically, causing Chen Jun, who had forgotten his skills, to foam at the mouth. Carry it away, next one. Li Dapeng waved his sleeves with a look of disdain on his face. When Li Dapeng stopped spewing fragrance, Zhou Qing also adjusted the live broadcast screen back at the request of the audience. Sao, Chen Jun, a loser, let this guy get rid of him. It's really not shameful. This time, I'll do it. Why are you coming? If you want to come, I'll come first. You can't let you take all the advantages. Why, just because I am a B-level talent. Do you have any objections? The boy who just spoke. You're B-level, you're awesome, you can do whatever you want. Trash, punch me. The B-level talented student didn't do any ink, so he punched Li Dapeng in the chest. Jia, then you also need to punch me. Li Dapeng laughed ferociously, summoned a shield with both hands and threw it at his opponent. Boom! The classmate with B-level talent was sent flying dozens of meters and fell headlong under the ring. Don't you want to use fists? The student who was knocked away lay on the ground, pointing at Li Dapeng with his trembling right hand, his face full of annoyance. If I had known earlier, I would have used this method. Haven't you heard that war never tires of deceit? Li Dapeng shrugged. Phew. The classmate spurted out a mouthful of blood, lay on the ground and passed out. Next. Who else? Barrage. Brother Telegraph is so powerful. I really thought he just came here to pick up the leaks. Barrage. Haha, even if Brother Telegram is strong, he is still so shady. Even if he is so shady, he is so shameless. Who did you learn this horse riding from? Barrage. +1+2. Chapter 61. Ah, sneeze. Not far away, Zhang Yu rubbed his itchy nose and walked towards the nearest arena. Who else? Today, I, Li Guden, am going to destroy the sky. On the ring, Li Guden's morale soared after he defeated 3 challengers in a row. His arrogance made no one of the classmates present dare to step on the stage. Haha, Li Guden, right. Dare to hurt a classmate from our school. Are you looking for death? Let me come and meet you. Get out of the way and stay out of the way. Zhang Yu was about to step onto the ring when he was pushed and staggered by a girl rushing from behind. Tisk, Sao, as a horse rider, why is it so difficult to complete a task? I've been robbed of my prey again. Even if you want to steal my prey, you still want to scold me and get out of here. My uncle can't bear it, but my aunt can't. Then let's open it with you. A hint of an old-fashioned smile flashed in the corner of Zhang Yu's eyes. Isn't this Shu Ling from class 1 of No. 5 middle school? She is the school beauty of number 5 middle school, I remember. She is so beautiful. School beauty. Does she have such a good reputation in other schools? Quote ? Brother, please explain. Don't be fooled by her appearance. Shu Ling, she is not bad looking, but this girl is unruly and willful, and she always suffers from secondary diseases. The key is that she still fantasizes about being the protagonist, just like today. Her classmates are bullied only by her as the protagonist. If others bully her, they are looking for death. Quote. Is this girl so average? Ah, classmate, are you sure you want to challenge me? It's too late to regret now. Li Guden persuaded Shu Ling with a hint of confidence in his tone. You can't afford to hurt my fellow sect, and you can't afford to humiliate me. Today, I, Shu Ling, will definitely take revenge. There was hatred in Shu Ling's eyes, which made Li Guden a little confused. Isn't this horse riding a competition? Isn't it normal to get injured during a game? Why does this girl hate me so much? Also, when did I stop looking down on you? No. This classmate, you may have misunderstood, this is. Before Li Guden could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Li Ling's cold shout. Shut up. I don't even bother to argue with you, take over. Superpower band. Shu Ling waved her little hand, and a few strands of black filaments appeared around Li Guden and poured into his body. What the hell, you really blocked my superpower? Li Guden looked in disbelief. To ban superpowers, it's really perverted, but I don't know if my file loading will be blocked. Forget it, let's run away first. Without knowing the details of the opponent, Zhang Yu, an old yin, would not take the risk. What if my own abilities are also blocked? Although the chance of this happening is very small, what if it happens? Why pinch the hard persimmons if you don't pinch them if you leave them alone? Thinking of this, Zhang Yu turned around and walked to the other side of the ring. He still prefers to bully the weak rather than fight against the strong. Come on, take action, I'll give you 3 moves. Zhang Yu stepped onto the other side of the ring and hooked the opponent. Okay, this is what you said. Then I won't be polite. The challenger could hardly hide the smile in his eyes. He didn't expect his luck to be so good today. In the last round, he met a fool. No matter, it's the last one anyway, so use all your strength to teach him a lesson. Let him know what it means to be arrogant and defeated. The champion began to mobilize all the awakening factors in his body to concentrate on his hands. Be careful, this move will be very powerful. Call out. The moment the superpower was released, Zhang Yu dodged and walked quickly behind the challenger, untying his belt with both hands. Draw out the 7 wolves. He waved his right hand high. Boom, snapped. The challenger's skills exploded at the position in front of Zhang Yu, and the 7 wolves raised high by Zhang Yu fell down. Where is the person? Hiss, ouch. Dad, stop fighting, I was wrong. Sao, you hit the sparrow by riding on your horse. Ding, 1,000 people killing progress 1,000th. It turns out that just hitting one person is enough. Don't you beat 1,000 people to death and then revive them. If I had told you earlier, I would have saved the file for him in vain. Didn't you say you wanted me to do 3 moves? Are you kidding me? The champion was covering his crotch with his left hand and his butt with his right hand. The injuries from the 7 wolves were so painful that he couldn't take care of both the front and back. Hee, I'm just teasing you. I didn't expect you to actually believe it. Zhang Yu chuckled. I didn't expect that I would meet Lao Lu today. The champion jumped down from the ring in humiliation. His face was livid, he didn't know whether he was in pain or angry. He now has no energy and is in so much pain that he can't even stand up, so he can only get off the stage and go to a doctor for treatment. Bah, obscene. Under the stage, a girl who was queuing up to challenge him turned slightly red and took a sip at Zhang Yu. You can only win with these dirty tricks. Today I will let you know that in the face of absolute strength, any insidious tricks will be meaningless. Pooh, why was he so infected by Shaoling that he became so stupid? Hao Ru complained in her heart. In her opinion, if someone like Zhang Yu, who only consumes a lot of mental energy, is challenged, his own strength will definitely not be much stronger. Who is a truly powerful person who would do such a thing to take advantage of others? What's more, he not only took advantage of others' danger, but also used some dirty tricks. Hao Ru walked onto the ring and pointed her left hand at Zhang Yu. Go ahead, I'll give you 3 moves too. I'm not like you, who only use insidious methods. I'll let you. Zhang Yu touched his face and couldn't believe it. Why did another middle school girl show up again? Is Chunabu disease widely spread among girls now? Well, you said this, don't move. Haha, I'm not like you. Hao Ru, do what I say. It doesn't matter if Hao Ru is not easy to rub. You must first swear that if you lie to others, you will become A for the rest of your life. Hao Ru, I swear it's okay. Hearing Hao Ru swear, Zhang Yu nodded, narrowed his eyes slightly, and rushed towards her. Halfway through the rush, Zhang Yu suddenly braked. Hao Ru, stop testing, I really won't fight back, hurry up. I want to see what kind of damage your insidious person can do with 3 moves. Hao Ru said disdainfully. Zhang Yu, oh. Zhang Yu didn't say anything anymore, walked quickly behind Hao Ru, pulled out the 7 wolves, picked up the belt and dropped it. Snapped. Yeah, you, depend on. What the hell, why did he suddenly think of his father holding the 7 wolves? Moreover, this guy just spanked me. How dare this guy dare? Shouldn't he cherish these 3 opportunities, use all his strength, and find ways to knock himself off the ring? Hao Ru quickly covered her mouth, fearing that she would say something that would be difficult to pass the trial. Remember, I am riding on a good young man. If you dare to say that I am sinister again, Zhang Yu shook the 7 wolves in his hand and said to Hao Ru with a fierce look on his face. Bah, insidious, 6th man, snapped. You're still in high spirits, aren't you? Don't, hiss. Bah, you are the 6th one. You are the insidious one. Snapped. Bah, obscene, old 6, insidious. Well, you're right, Hao Ru, why didn't you fight? Zhang Yu, is it because of the 7 wolves? In other words, people who have never been exposed to the 7 wolves would have this reaction. Or does this girl have it herself? Is it just that she didn't realize it? Now being dug out by yourself. Isn't this embarrassing? Hao Ru's face turned red after she recovered, and she didn't know whether she was angry or embarrassed. This is in the arena. Hao Ru glanced around and found that the eyes of the people around her were not on her, and she was secretly relieved. Fortunately, Zhang Yu's position was just in the way, otherwise today's matter would have been embarrassing. Wrong. I am not usually such a person, how could I have such thoughts? Zhang Yu looked at the dazed Hao Ru and poked her arm. Go down quickly, don't delay my defense. Hao Ru, Go down. You don't really think you can control me, do you? Now, the battle has just begun. Gaowu regained her fighting spirit and said disdainfully to Zhang Yu. With a speechless expression on his face, Zhang Yu stopped for a moment and threw her off the ring. Go down, you. This scene happened to be discovered by Xu Ling, who had just beaten Li Guden. Xu Ling cursed secretly, rushed off the ring and ran in the direction of Gaowu. But it was still a step too late, and Gaowu was thrown onto her butt by Zhang Yu. Don't forget, even a strong master like Zhang Tiancheng will feel pain for a long time if he is hit by the 7 wolves. Doubling the damage isn't for free. Ah! After the pause ended, Gaowu screamed in pain like a slaughtered pig. Xu Ling looked distressed. Okay, you dare to hurt my beloved, right? You deserve to die. Princess Xu Ling hugged Gaowu and placed her on the bed prepared by the doctor under the ring, then looked at Zhang Yu with cold eyes. Anyone who knows him must know that once he shows such a look, he is really angry. Xu Ling added in his mind. Zhang Yu, beloved. What's the point of riding a horse? A love story between 2 teenage girls. Before Zhang Yu could figure it out, Xu Ling came to the ring in a flash. Zhang Yu, you've finished fighting the horse. Referee, I'm reporting that someone is still lingering after the ring match. The report is valid, classmate Xu Ling, you have finished the group competition. Come down quickly and don't disturb other students. On the referee's table, Luo Yuming warned Xu Ling about his behavior. Xu Ling, are you going to look for the referee on horseback? You can't afford it, right? It's a man who's going to fight me head on. Referee, she's not leaving yet. Get her down quickly. I'm still waiting to challenge others. Zhang Yu gave Xu Ling a mean smile. Luo Yuming waved one hand, and a stream of clear water enveloped Xu Ling and rushed down the ring. Xu Ling was furious. Referee, I ask for a rematch. Can you do it without counting just now? Luo Yuming raised his eyebrows. Classmate Xu Ling, are you sure? Sure, I want to avenge my beloved. Okay, then you are allowed to rematch, but if you fail the challenge, you will lose the qualification to participate in the team competition. Zhang Yu glared at Luo Yuming, but the latter gave him a smile that said, it's within the rules, and there's nothing I can do about it. Revenge. This is revenge. Didn't you just threaten Xiao Shenger and make you a thug for more than 10 years? As for that, a man with a small belly and chicken intestines. Come, fight. Xu Ling, who was put down, rushed towards Zhang Yu's position with great energy. Superpower band. Black threads appeared around Zhang Yu and poured into his body. The moment the black filaments entered the body, the file reading skill was automatically released, directly restoring Zhang Yu's physical condition to what it was before Xu Ling came on stage. Haha, you can't block me either. Time to stop. Zhang Yu grinned and released his skills from time to time, immobilizing Xu Ling directly. Xu Ling was stunned. Depend on. Wasn't he blocked by his own powers? Also, what the hell is that golden clock? Does time matter? When the time stop was over, Wu Xuling's expression was solemn and her eyebrows were knitted. So what if you are from the time system? I, Xu Ling, was born not to be afraid of anyone. Evil prevails over good. 6 senses banned. Xu Ling Jiao shouted, and a few strands of black filaments condensed in her hand and shot toward Zhang Yu's position. Zhang Yu grinned and stood there without moving as the black filaments were shot directly into his body. Suddenly, Zhang Yu felt his eyes go dark, and he couldn't even feel his own body. Ban the 6 senses. It's such a powerful ability, no wonder he dares to call himself the protagonist. But unfortunately, your powers don't work on me. Read the file. Zhang Yu muttered silently in his heart, and the banned 6 senses returned. How can it be? Xu Ling was shocked. Her beautiful eyes widened. The 6 senses ban didn't even work. The time system is so terrifying. But, don't forget, the protagonists all have trump cards. I saw Xu Ling swinging a sleeve arrow from his sleeve and aiming at Zhang Yu's head. Villains eventually die from talking too much. From the moment I came on stage, you were destined to lose. Zhang Yu, are the inner dramas of girls with Chunabu so full? Still hiding a hidden arrow? Sister, do you think you are an ancient killer? Zhang Yu untied his belt, took out a large crossbow, installed the crossbow arrows, and pointed it at Xu Ling. Xu Ling was stunned for a moment and his eyes were confused. You have a crossbow hidden on your horse. How did you put it in? Doesn't it hurt? He looked at Zhang Yu's crossbow that could penetrate a wall, and then looked at the small sleeve arrow he brought. Shu Ling fell into silence. HMPH, I, Shu Ling, have written down the shame today, and I will repay you twice as much in the future. Shu Ling looked unwilling, gritted her teeth, snorted coldly and walked off the stage. Stop, aren't you going to avenge your beloved? Oh, I'm in the 2nd grade, but I'm not sick. Should I fight you with such a big crossbow? Do I, Shu Ling, look like a fool? Do I allow you to go? Zhang Yu raised his eyebrows, adjusted the direction of the crossbow in his hand, and pointed it at Shu Ling's little orange. Tell me, if I shoot down the arrow, will it leak? Before Shu Ling could say anything, Zhang Yu shot an arrow at her. Phew, phew, the crossbow arrow hit his chest. Looking at the crossbow arrow that penetrated half a meter deep, Shu Ling showed fear. This is an arena competition, and he actually kills. Could it be that I was going to die like this? But I still have a lot of things to do. I haven't saved the world yet. I haven't spent time with Sister Gaowu yet. No, I can't die. The protagonist will never die. Read file. Zhang Yu used one hand to release the file loading skill, and Shu Ling suddenly felt that the injured part had returned to its original state. Sure enough, I am indeed the protagonist. Shu Ling opened her eyes and clasped her hands. Even God is reluctant to let me die. Let me see what you can do to stop me today. Superpower banned. 6 senses banned. Zhang Yu. Is this girl suffering from the 2nd disease again? Zhang Yu didn't tolerate her either. He raised the crossbow in his hand and pointed it at her other little orange. Phew, phew, Shu Ling. Is this fool so accurate? Hit the target again this time. Depend on. Shu Ling spat out a mouthful of blood and was about to follow the procedure and close her eyes to recall the past. Read the file. But before she could close her eyes this time, Zhang Yu directly released the skill to load the file. Shu Ling. It's him. Didn't God save me because he was the protagonist? Seeing his body recovering, Shu Ling looked confused again. Asshole. Are you kidding me? Shu Ling was about to be furious. She originally thought that God saved her because of her identity as the protagonist, but she didn't expect that it was this idiot who did it. Aha. Zhang Yu raised his eyebrows slightly and reloaded the crossbow. Kill if you want, scratch if you want, please don't tease me. Shu Ling was ashamed and angry. Can't you change places? Phew. Zhang Yu pulled the trigger of the crossbow and shot another arrow at the 2 little oranges. But this time it's a pair. One arrow hit 2 of them, just like piercing a candied hawse. Even Zhang Yu was a little shocked. When did his skills become so good? Can you hit this hellish difficulty? Can we get a matching pair? Gaowu in the audience was stunned. She knew the size of Shu Ling's little orange, but she didn't expect Zhang Yu's skills to be so good. They were all dressed up like candied haws. Ah, asshole, I'll fight you. Shu Ling was so angry that he didn't care about anything, opened his mouth and rushed towards Zhang Yu's position. Asshole, I'll bite you to death. Hey, this girl is a dog. How old are you that you still bite people? Zhang Yu held down Shu Ling's head with one hand. Ah, let me go, I will bite you to death. Shu Ling punched and kicked Zhang Yu, but it was not enough in front of the tall Zhang Yu. After waving my arms for a long time, I couldn't hit him. Phew, seeing such a funny scene, Zhang Yu finally couldn't help laughing. Laugh, are you still laughing? Just wait. You'd better kill me today, otherwise. You still dare to shout, right? When Zhang Yu heard this, he immediately became unhappy. He untied his belt, pulled out the 7 wolves, and hit Shu Ling's back. Snap. Dad Wu. Shu Ling's knees softened and he was immediately beaten to the ground, crying loudly. Wu, just wait for me. Wait, I will let you know how regretful it will be to offend a protagonist. Shu Ling threatened, but the way the pear blossoms were raining made one not feel any ferocity. Hee, you mean that I have offended you and you will take revenge on me in the future, right? Zhang Yu asked. No, that's right. Shu Ling sniffed her nose, wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes with her little hands, and continued to refuse with her mouth pouted. Snapped. It hurts. The protagonist, right? Snapped. I don't. Oh, Daddy. Snapped. Are you convinced? Clothes. Are you still the protagonist? Ooh, that's inappropriate. That's pretty much it. Zhang Yu nodded with satisfaction, picked up Shu Ling and threw him off the ring. Next. Li Dapeng stood on the ring with his hands behind his back, looking arrogant. In the audience, 7 or 8 young men holding their crotches cried bitterly. When the doctor saw this scene, he secretly sighed and hated himself for 8 lifetimes of bad luck. Do you look at other colleagues? Which hospital bed does not lie with a young lady in ragged clothes, seriously injured and unconscious? Look at yourself again. The people riding the horse were a group of old men covering their crotches and screaming. Bah, a bunch of rubbish, that's it. That's it. Li Dapeng didn't forget to mock before he walked off the ring. Even the audience in front of the screen couldn't stand it anymore. Barrage. I thought Brother Telegram was just a bit harsh, a bit strong, a bit shameless and a bit insidious in scolding people, but I didn't expect that he actually wanted others to cut off their descendants. Barrage. Hey, it's so miserable, I feel a chill when I see it. Barrage. +1. Barrage. +2. +3. +10000. Zhou Qing also showed a polite smile to the audience in front of the screen. Ah ha ha, the martial arts competition does not limit any means. This classmate's means are a bit cruel, that's normal. Let's see how the battles in other arenas go. With that said, Zhou Qing switched the screen to Zhang Yu. As soon as she opened it, she saw him holding Shu Ling's collar and throwing him off the ring. Barrage. Isn't this Shu Ling from No. 5 middle school? Who is this big brother? So fierce. Beat up all the middle school girls. Barrage. Come up here, you horse riders, why are you all so cowardly? People around. Do you think we are throwing coins? 2nd grade girl Shu Ling was beaten to tears by you, aren't we looking for a beating when we go up there? Seeing that no one around him was willing to come up, Zhang Yu became a little anxious. If this continued, 1,000-man killing would have to wait until the team competition to complete it. Zhang Yi, come up here and let's fight. Don't you always want revenge? Come on, I'll give you a chance. Zhang Yu pointed at Zhang Yi in the audience and hooked his hand. No, I can't beat you, I won't fight you. In the audience, Zhang Yi shook his head like a drum when he heard Zhang Yu's words. He was afraid that Zhang Yu would drag him up and beat him up in the next second, so he walked away from the ring without looking back. Haha, I can't afford to offend you, but I can afford to hide. Tisk, no one is coming, right? That's good, then I'll go down. With that said, Zhang Yu stepped down from the ring, took out the 7 wolves from his waist, and swung them at the nearest person. I'm sorry, brother, I don't want to take action against you. If you want to blame, just blame the system. Zhang Yu silently muttered, I'm sorry, twice in his heart, then took up his hands and took off his belt. Pa, hiss, I think I saw my dear daddy. Zhang Yu held the 7 wolves in his right hand, and kept swinging them with his left hand. When he ran out of mental energy, he switched gears. Sorry, brother, don't, snapped, ... I'm sorry, sister. Pa, I'm sorry, sister, ... While Zhang Yu apologized, he chased everyone with 7 wolves and whipped them. The viewers watching the live broadcast were silent at this time. After a while, barrage. I thought Brother Telegraph was already invincible, but I didn't expect that a smiling king of hell would appear. Barrage. Yo, I just don't know who is more powerful, Duan Ziju Sun, Telegraph Brother or the smiling king of hell. Barrage. It must be the smiling king of hell. Didn't you see him chasing a group of people to smoke? Barrage. I disagree with your point of view. In the audience, Zhang Yu smiled ferociously, apologizing while throwing the 7 wolves out of the phantom. Everyone was so frightened that they called the referee. Ding, the progress of 1,000 people killing is 356 1,000ths, host please keep up the good work. ... Ding, the progress of 1,000 people killing is 700 1,000ths, host please keep up the good work. There are already 700. As long as we draw 300 more, we can complete the mission. Don't blame me, I apologize to you. Zhang Yu, what are you doing? Luo Yuming noticed the situation on the playing field and quickly scolded Zhang Yu. Referee, they won't fight me. What if I can't finish the ring match? Besides, I've already apologized to them, what else do you want from me? Zhang Yu said with an aggrieved expression. Luo Yuming, are you still aggrieved? If the champion does not have a challenger on stage within an hour, he will be automatically promoted. Isn't it written in the competition rules? Luo Yuming glared at Zhang Yu and said, Zhang Yu, do I still know that I didn't write it? Isn't this all about the mission? It's all the system's fault. If you want to criticize, just criticize the system. Okay, you have been promoted now, don't cause trouble. Luo Yuming was very protective of the calf and gave Zhang Yu a few words. Zhang Yu sneered and nodded quickly. Barrage. Ha ha ha, look, I smiled, the smiling king of hell, he really didn't run away. Zhou Qing faced the camera with a professional smile, don't learn from this classmate. You still have to abide by the rules of the competition. Bad behavior like this is absolutely not allowed in the game. Of course, I'm not talking about this classmate, I just simply think that such behavior is not good. Barrage. Smiling king of hell, just tell me my name. Sun Wenbin's personality has also changed slightly since joining Zhang Yu's team. For example, Sun Wenbin on the ring chuckled sinisterly, pulled out 2 stainless steel machetes from behind, and revealed several flying needles that could be fired automatically from his left sleeve. He took out half a pack of itchy powder from his right pocket. Come on, who dares to fight with me? As soon as he finished speaking, several daggers stained with poison fell out of his body. People around. Brother, are you ready for a group match? You are almost armed to the teeth. Who would dare to come on stage when seeing Sun Wenbin like this? No one would dare to fight even if they could. If he got scratched by the poison-stained concealed weapon in his trouser pocket, he wouldn't be able to play the rest of the game. Lu Yumeng didn't even come on stage. She wore a short skirt and stood in the audience cheering for everyone. The look that was about to come out made many people's blood boil, and they jumped 3 meters away with a pop of nosebleeds. The position of cheerleader belongs to none other than Lu Yumeng. Zhang Yu thought to himself as he watched Lu Yumeng dance and applaud everyone and swallowed secretly. Lu Yumeng came here today just to cheer for her teammates. As for going to the ring, haha, go up and give your opponent a pedicure. She still knows this about herself. Just to wait for the final time to receive the award and go on stage as a substitute to have a good time. At the very least, it can add a strong touch to your resume. For example, assisting Zhang Yu and others to win first place in the Los Angeles competition. It played a great role in inspiring people and increasing morale during the competition. By the time the arena competition ended, it was already 2 days later. What surprised everyone was that Shu Ling and Hao Ru, the 2 aces of the 5th middle school, both lost. You must know that Shu Ling has an S-level forbidden power. Even Hao Ru is A-level after all. Both of them were defeated by the same person. But when they thought that it was the time system that defeated the two, everyone was not so surprised. After all, the time system is mysterious and impenetrable to them. You said there are so many arenas, but you said it's not good for you to challenge anyone. You have to choose the strongest challenge. Even if you are really the protagonist, you can't be so arrogant. Isn't this looking for shit? However, Shu Ling still joined the team as a substitute, just like Lu Yumeng. But it should be mentioned that substitutes can only play when their teammates are injured and unable to fight. Unlike Lu Yumeng, who is a sluggish person, Shu Ling's status as a substitute is used as the team's ace guarantee. Los Angeles is still a small city, and there are only a few people participating in the team competition at S level and above. In Luo Yichang, who has SS level ice powers, Li Dapeng, who has SS level shield powers, Zhang Yi, who has SS level diamond ape powers, Rui Shui, the SS level fire type superpower, Zhang Yu, an S level time based superpower. All 5 of them were in No. 1. Shu Ling, who has S level forbidden powers, is from the 5th middle school. The one who won the battle in No. 2 middle school was SS level Lu Lan, who had great righteousness and extraordinary abilities. There was originally a Rui Shui in No. 3 middle school, but Zhang Yu poached him. The worst one is No. 4 middle school, where there is not even an S-level student. The rest are all A-level and below, so I won't introduce them one by one. Within 2 days, everyone formed their own teams. Zhang Yu and the others still used the previous team name, the commentator is a big fool, team. There was no other way. who told Zhang Yu, the old man, to take revenge. If you were allowed to slip away on your own in the last life, you would have to force me to rear-end you. Note: Chapter 24 clearly stated that Zhou Qing rolled away and hit Zhang Yu in Zhang Yu's previous life, but he still had to say it was Zhang Yu who rear-ended him. This is where the hatred lies. Don't criticize me. Now, we have arrived at the team competition in the Los Angeles competition. The team competition will be held over 5 days. Now, please invite the captains of each of our teams to come on stage to draw numbers. The draw comparison is as follows. Team number 1 versus Team No, 20, Team number 2 versus Team No, 19, and so on. There are 4 rounds of team battles every day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. After 2.5 days, the remaining 10 winning teams will compete against the top 3. Zhou Qing appeared in front of the audience screen with a professional smile. I want to tell everyone here that the 99 champions are divided into groups of 5, forming a total of 20 teams. Each team can carry 1 substitute. Only when a teammate is injured and unable to take the stage can a substitute be allowed to take the stage. When the lottery time began, Zhang Yu and the captains selected by other teams walked onto the competition stage to draw the lottery. Brother Yu, you are so handsome, you should do it first. Zhang Yi sneered. In the arena competition, Zhang Yi also relied on his SS-level talent to win 10 games in a row, and he also formed a small team with several talented people. Sensible. Be sensible. Quote. Zhang Yu patted Zhang Yi on the shoulder and showed him an expression of appreciation. It should be, it should be. Zhang Yi's flattering smile made everyone look at him for a moment. No, they are all captains. Who the heck is he? The person next to him said, somewhat displeased. Shut up. He is Zhang Yu who Shuling and Hao Ru. Huh, is it him? Snapped. Look at my bad mouth, I really can't see the truth. It turns out to be Brother Yu. Please go first. Please go first. The man next to him immediately gave himself a decisive slap, and then imitated Zhang Yi and showed a flattering smile. Zhang Yu didn't talk any more nonsense to them. He took out a random card from the box containing the numbers and then showed it in his hand. Team 1. The commentator is depend on. Zhou Qing looked at the number in Zhang Yu's hand and cursed secretly. Her face turned red from suppressing her emotions, and she couldn't even call out the team's name for a long time. What a bamboo shoot. How could there be such a loser person in the world? Who taught you to choose a name like this? You have a grudge against us, right? Hena looked confused at Zhou Qing who was hesitating. What is this for? Stuck? Or are you talking? Then Zhang Yu drew the number from Zhou Qing's hand. Quote. No wonder Zhou Qing didn't say anything. So is this team name so stupid? Tisk. The team that drew number 1 is. The commentator is a stupid team. Everyone. Audience in front of the screen. Since Hena was holding a microphone, the sound was not only transmitted to the ears of the audience in front of the screen, but also to the ears of everyone present. Barrage. Which genius got the team name ha 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 ha? Barrage. Did the commentator just complain about the smiling king of hell, and now he is being retaliated by the smiling king of hell? Barrage. This is really damaging. The second team drawn is the Haoran Zhengqi team. The team drawn to number 3 is a handsome and attractive combination. Team number 4, Los Angeles First Army. Quote. After Hina finished reading her name, she breathed a deep sigh of relief. Fortunately, the classmates behind her were relatively normal, otherwise she wouldn't have had to do this job. At this time, everyone in the Los Angeles First Army, with Shu Ling as the substitute, was crying and complaining about the captain's black face. They didn't know what number to draw, but they actually drew number 20. This meant that they were going to face off against Zhang Yu's team. This is a bit of a stretch. Voted. Don't give up, everyone, we must fight against this evil force to the end. So what if I risk my life? Shu Ling stood up from the team and encouraged the dejected people. Come on, here comes the chicken. You were beaten until you cried for daddy, and why are you risking your life? I think you just feel that it's a bit embarrassing to be beaten alone, so you want to drag us together to get beaten together. Shu Ling snorted coldly, with a displeased look on his face. I really look down on you, for admitting defeat before even fighting. Ah, yes, yes, then you can beat them up yourself. TCH, come on by yourself. Everyone, isn't this the time when you were crying and asking for your father after being beaten 2 days ago? The weather has cleared up, the rain has stopped, and you feel like you can do it again. At noon, it's slightly warmer. The first game of the team competition. The commentator is Team Silly vs. Los Angeles First Army. Start now. As Zhou Qing's voice sounded, the team competition began. It's just that in the eyes of the audience, Zhou Qing's face lacks the professional smile of the past. Zhang Yu stepped onto the playing field, followed by Li Dapeng with his hands behind his back, Luo Yichang with a smile, Rui Shui with a cold face, and Sun Wenbin who was a little timid. Barrage, or Brother Telegram and Smiling King of Hell on the same team. Barrage, isn't this the opposite party's best? Is this a bit of a slap in the face? Barrage, those two ladies are so beautiful, hehehehe. Quote. The 5 people on the opposite side of the playing field, without exception, all looked mournful, as if their mother had died. Game start. Luo Yuming gave an order, and Zhang Yu and the other 5 people immediately used their control skills. Spirit Vine Binding. Time to stop. Ice. Shield Binding. Howling Flame Hurricane. The 5 people on the other side were dumbfounded when they saw a trouser pocket control being thrown towards them. There are 5 people in a team, and all of them have control skills when riding horses. Is this a big deal? There is no chance of winning at all. We vote. Before he could finish his words, he was stopped in place by an arrow. Shoo shoo shoo. The remaining 4 control skills also hit the same person with almost no difference. Zhang Yu, watch it carefully, each of you controls 1. Li Dapeng scratched his head. You didn't say anything, how do we know? The remaining 4 people on the opposite side were dumbfounded by Zhang Yu's posture. You didn't even give us a chance to surrender. One by one, they spread their legs and rushed down to the ring. Yeah, don't run away, isn't it me? I'll help you take the bottom, what are you afraid of? Seeing the 4 people jumping off the ring one after another, Shu Ling stomped her feet in anger. Shut up, it doesn't hurt to stand and talk. Go up and fight him if you can. Humph, just go up. Am I afraid of him? Shu Ling snorted coldly, stepped onto the ring in 2 steps, faced Zhang Yu, and gritted his teeth. They are afraid of you, but I am not afraid of you. Shu Ling, even if I die here, I will never let you hurt my teammates. Only I can bully my teammates, you. The 4 people in the audience looked moved. Although this girl's words were a bit off topic, why did her words sound so touching today? Drop. At this time, the teammate who was controlled by Zhang Yu and the others on the stage finally released his control and stumbled to the ground. Shu Ling, why are you here? Haven't we already surrendered? Also, why do your calves keep shaking? Shu Ling. Teammates in the audience. Everyone in Zhang Yu. Depend on. I've just brewed up my fighting spirit. Hearing this, Zhang Yu tilted the corners of his mouth, raised his eyebrows, and glanced at Shu Ling's trembling calves. He slowly placed his hands on the 7 wolves at his waist. Plop. Shu Ling's calves softened when she saw Zhang Yu's familiar movements, and she knelt on the ground uncontrollably. My little face turned red. What the hell, why are you kneeling on the ground? Is this creating a shadow on yourself? PFF'd, could it be that you came on stage just to give me a big gift? Zhang Yu said happily. Luo Yichang next to him glared at Zhang Yu. You bullied this little girl again. When Rui Shui saw this scene, she also thought of her former self, and her face turned red. Zhang Yu, I remember you. Quote, if I don't take revenge for this, Shu Ling, Wu. Before Shu Ling could finish her words, she saw Zhang Yu pull out the 7 wolves from his waist with a grin on his face. She was so frightened that she immediately stopped daring to say harsh words. Go down by yourself, don't force me to do anything. After saying that, Zhang Yu saw that Shu Ling was still stunned and indifferent, and walked towards her position with the 7 wolves. You didn't hear me, did you? Shu Ling, you backquote. Oh, don't come over. I heard you. Why don't you come down when I hear you? I was so scared by you that my legs were weak and I couldn't move. Shu Ling muttered softly and looked at Zhang Yu with fear on his face. Teammates in the audience. What, you think it's not embarrassing enough for us to run around? Why are you going to go on stage and embarrass yourself for a while? I thought you were so tough, but it turns out you are worse than us. We were not scared to our knees. The 4 people in the audience thought of this and no longer felt ashamed. After all, Shu Ling was more talented and stronger than them. She was so frightened that she knelt down. What a shame for people like them who were running around. Tisk, why are your legs weak at all times? I have to do it myself, right? Zhang Yu impatiently picked up Shu Ling, turned around and threw him off the ring. Yep, it's like hugging this row of bones, it doesn't feel comfortable at all. It's better to hug Haoru. Haoru is better to need. Woo. After being thrown off the ring, Shu Ling wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes with her small hands, and was hugged by Haoru, who ran over and left. This girl, her second grade is a bit too high, but it's quite fun. Especially when you're crying and talking tough at the same time, haha. Zhang Yu couldn't stop having fun while imitating Shu Ling's behavior. Ha, Xiao Ruishui, why don't you smile? Ruishui. This is simply who I used to be. Do you think I can laugh? But Zhang Yu couldn't stop smiling, and suddenly remembered that he was still 300 short of the system's mission completion. 300. There are only so many games left, and I can't finish them even if I beat everyone on the stage. How to deal with this? You can't just draw the referee. Depend on. Zhang Yu cursed secretly, and his face fell instantly. Luo Yichang looked at Zhang Yu's appearance and reached out to stroke his forehead twice, and put the other hand on her own forehead. I don't have a fever either. Why am I laughing and scolding at other times? Zhang Yu pushed Luo Yichang's little hand away speechlessly, with black lines all over his face. It seems that we have to think of an unconventional means to complete the task. If you fail to complete the tasks issued by the system, you don't know what the consequences will be. Zhang Yu pondered, recalling the tasks issued by the system. Use 7 wolves to kill thousands of people in the Los Angeles competition. In the Los Angeles competition. Completed the killing of thousands of people. In other words, as long as it is within the time limit of the Los Angeles competition, no matter what time it is, there is no need to worry about anyone. As long as you use the 7 wolves to draw it, it will count. This pattern will open up. Zhang Yu rolled his eyes and suddenly had a better solution. Next, the Heoran Zhengqi team will fight against the ancient demonic team. Wow, the name of the second player on both sides caused an uproar for a while. Huo, righteous path versus evil path, now we can see something. Ah, brother, are you sure? The Heoran Zhengqi team has an SS level Lulan in charge. Are you looking at the ancient magic group? 1A and 4Bs, what's wrong with that? The brother who just spoke. I thought it was a fierce collision between the righteous way and the evil way, but I didn't expect that it would be the king beating the bronze again. The fact is that, as everyone thought, this game was a battle without any suspense. The awe-inspiring righteousness exists in heaven and earth, and the awe-inspiring majesty fills the universe. Destroy all the demons, Lu Lan shouted coldly, and within 10 meters of him, the awakening factors in the air turned into a gray-white foggy state. It looks very permeable. Is this the SS class? Sure enough, it should not be underestimated. The audience in the audience were shocked by Lu Lan's temperament. Even Zhang Yu, who was watching the excitement, was a little confused. Isn't Heoran's righteousness all white? Why have you turned gray-white now? As the scope of Heoran's righteousness expanded, the 5 people on the opposite side were gradually wrapped in it. Zila. The moment their bodies came into contact with Heoran's righteous energy, the 5 people suddenly felt a strong burning sensation. Ah, ahem, it hurts so much. Not only does it hurt, but I can't even breathe. The air is full of gray-white Heoran righteousness, and you can feel the burning sensation in your lungs as long as you breathe in it a little bit. Zilla. The 5 people covered their mouths and noses tightly, not daring to breathe. They endured the burning sensation and rushed to the stage. There is still a smell of barbecue in the air. Congratulations, Heoran Zhengqi Team won. After all 5 players left the playing field, the referee directly declared the Heoran Zhengqi team the winner. This person is very strong, very powerful. The damage range is very wide. It's almost as good as Xiao Ruishui. Zhang Yu watched Lu Lan lick the corner of his mouth, his eyes flashed, and he smiled like a 6th grade man. Good brother, for the sake of my system mission, I can only apologize to you. Anyway, it was only a matter of time before our two teams faced off, so I had no choice but to strike first. Don't criticize, Zhang Yu is a villain, so of course he has to take the initiative when encountering threats. Besides, in which novel are the villains not all proactive? Only the protagonist is passive in counter-attacking. Stop scolding. ... After the 2 battles in the morning ended, the game entered a 2-hour break. After Lu Lan stepped down from the stage after the competition, he was stopped by Zhang Yu immediately. Brother, I should say it or not, you are so handsome when you attract all the demons. The intimidation and special effects are not as good as yours. Zhang Yu gave Lu Lan a thumbs up and started talking. Lu Lan was a little embarrassed by the praise. He scratched his head with one hand and said shyly, No, you're overpraised. Hey, are you being humble? If I were half as powerful as you, I would probably be so excited that I couldn't sleep. Zhang Yu patted Lu Lan's shoulder. You said you are so powerful, but you are so humble, and you are so willing to help others. Lu Lan, H_H. Pulling Zhang Yu's hand off his shoulder, Lu Lan looked at him with alert eyes. Don't fool me into thinking I'm a fool, okay? I know you, S-level time system Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu was stunned as soon as he said this. How does he know my name? Am I that famous now? I have restrained myself until now just to show my holiness in front of others. Unexpectedly, this time, before I even pretended to be fake, someone else had already faked it. As everyone knows, during the National Awakening Day, Li Mingyi had already appeared in front of others in the name of Zhang Yu and others several times. Now not only Zhang Yu, but also Luo Yichang and Li Dapeng's names have spread to all universities in Luo City. Don't think I am a time type, but my attack power is actually very weak. Look if you don't believe me. After saying this, Zhang Yu directly threw him at Lu Lan. Lu Lan, I'm sorry, don't be nervous. I'm just going to demonstrate to you. My skills are harmless. I can only control you for 2 seconds at most. After 2 seconds, I have no other means. Zhang Yu apologized quickly, looking guilty. He was even afraid that Lu Lan would misunderstand, so he tried his best to explain. This action seemed a bit honest to Lu Lan, and even the way he apologized after making a mistake was the same as his own. He must be an honest man too. Is that so? Although Lu Lan still had some doubts in his heart, he was mostly convinced when he saw Zhang Yu's honest look. Yeah, don't worry, I have no ill intentions towards you. I'm just here to get to know you. Zhang Yu scratched his head and continued to look honest. No, if you really didn't do any harm, how did Xu Ling get defeated by you? At this time, the teammate next to him asked. Zhang Yu, are you the only one smart? No one asked, so you asked. Lu Lan, do you believe me? Zhang Yu stared into Lu Lan's eyes seriously. Well, I believe you. Lu Lan took a deep breath and nodded. No wonder my mother said that others could tell that she was an honest child just by looking at her. It turns out that honest people can really tell at a glance. Mom, don't bully me. That's good, then we will be considered friends from now on. Zhang Yu showed a row of white teeth, a sunny smile on his face, and stretched out his right hand. Lu Lan stretched out his hand to shake Zhang Yu's hand. Well, we are friends. Friends. Zhang Yu's eyes flickered, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Since we are friends, can I ask you a favor? Lu Lan. As soon as these words came out, Lu Lan turned around and left. I'm just being honest, do you really think I'm a fool? Hey, don't go, listen to me first. Zhang Yu quickly stopped Lu Lan who was about to leave. It's like this, didn't I bully Xu Ling to tears today? Do you think you can do me a favor and ask her out? I want to apologize to her. Quote. It's not a big deal. If you don't want to help, I won't make it difficult for you. We are friends, right? Lu Lan's mind was spinning rapidly, and after thinking for a long time, he couldn't think of a reason to refuse. Forget it, it's not a big deal anyway, it's just a casual help, a small problem. Besides, seeing Zhang Yu acting like this, he sincerely wanted to apologize to Xu Ling. Okay, Then I'll help you once. Where can I date her? Quote. Finally, Lu Lan nodded, stood up and walked to Shu Ling's position. Zhang Yu, what are your plans? Tell me quickly. Not far away, Li Dapeng was holding a plate of fruit in his hand and walking towards Zhang Yu while putting it in his mouth. I saw you apologizing and waving here from a long way away. Tell me, who are you plotting against again this time? Zhang Yu snatched the fruit plate from Li Dapeng's hand and stuffed it into his mouth. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? How can this be said to be a conspiracy? By the way, where did the fruit plate come from? It was taken from the referee's table. Zhang Yu. Stolen Uncle Luo's. Shu Ling squatted in the corner with other teammates, holding his knees with his hands. They all sighed. Hey. It's a disgrace to the entire Luo city. I really want to find a crack in the ground and crawl into it. Bah, they're a bunch of cowards, they're going to surrender without even fighting. Shu Ling spat, his voice cold. Yes, even if we surrender, it's not like someone. Wow, I was so scared by you that my legs were weak. I couldn't move. Ha ha. Shu Ling's face turned red when she was told that, and her voice was angry and embarrassed. Superpowers are banned. It's a mess, isn't it? The first army of Luo City was so noisy that no one was willing to give in to the other. Especially Shu Ling. After taking control of two teammates, he picked up a wooden stick from the roadside and slapped their butts like crazy. The whipping made both of them cry. It really hurt. Is Shu Ling here? At this time, Lu Lan's arrival interrupted the quarrel. Lu Lan, what do you want from me? Seeing someone coming, Shu Ling quickly threw away the stick in his hand and returned to his previous middle-class look. That's it. Zhang Yu said he wanted to apologize to you personally. Let me ask you if you have time now. Lu Lan scratched his head and said a little embarrassedly, as if he was the one apologizing. Apologize. Tell him that it's too late now that he knows he was wrong. Sooner or later, I, Shu Ling, will beat him to tears. Shu Ling snorted coldly. Hearing that Shu Ling refused to accept the apology, Lu Lan became a little anxious. Zhang Yu asked him to do such a small thing. If he couldn't even do this, wouldn't it mean that he didn't care about his friends? That's right. Zhang Yu now regrets having a conflict with you. He also said that if you don't forgive him, he will be scared for the rest of his life. Lu Lan's face turned red when he said this. He didn't dare to look into Shu Ling's eyes and quickly turned away. You know, this is one of the few lies he has told in his life. Well, that's not a lie, it's just an exaggeration. Is he so afraid of my revenge? Shu Ling's eyes lit up and she raised her eyebrows at her teammates. It seems that this is a sensible villain. Seeing how sensible you are, I will give you a gentler blow. Teammate Shu Ling, it seems that this girl is not only a second grader, she also seems to be a little stupid. Isn't this a conspiracy? Just after I beat you up, I called you over and said I wanted to apologize to you. But Shu Ling was very cruel when he whipped them with a stick. How could they remind Shu Ling now? Wow, Shu Ling, you are indeed the protagonist. Even Zhang Yu, the smiling king of hell, has to apologize to you. How amazing. That's right, Shu Ling is great, you have to remember to ask for an apology for us when the time comes. Shu Ling touched her face and suddenly felt a little elated. She gave everyone an okay gesture, and then followed Lu Lan to the designated place agreed with Zhang Yu. Even Zhang Yu didn't expect that Shu Ling would agree so easily. He thought Shu Ling would have to work a few more times before he would take the bait. It seems that Shu Ling is more stupid than imagined. Where is Zhang Yu? Behind the playing field, in a dense grove. Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng took a deep breath. This familiar feeling. Go home. Where are Zhang Yu and others? Didn't you say you wanted to apologize to me? It's very difficult for me to handle him like this. Shu Ling's expression was displeased, his brows furrowed, and he slapped away the bugs flying in front of him with his small hands, his face full of disgust. I'm coming. Zhang Yu walked out from behind the tree with a flattering smile. I'm here. Don't you want to apologize to me? Then hurry up. Shu Ling looked arrogant. It's not good here. Lu Lan is here. I'm a little embarrassed. How about we go inside? Zhang Yu's tone was full of pleading, which made Shu Ling feel a little carried away for a moment. The time system is nothing more than that. Aren't you going to beg for mercy in a low voice? Shu Ling snorted coldly. Although she ignored Zhang Yu, she still followed Zhang Yu's wishes and walked deeper into the woods. Okay, there's no one here, apologize. No, there are still people here. Shu Ling was confused and glanced around. Jihieji. Li Dapeng laughed sinisterly, holding 2 wooden sticks, and stained them with 2 pieces of bird and animal excrement under Shu Ling's gaze. Then he came over and handed Zhang Yu a handful. Yes, Dapeng is becoming more and more presentable. Zhang Yu took the wooden stick and gave Li Dapeng an appreciative look. Shu Ling, aren't you going to apologize to me? What are you doing? Shu Ling said in shock. What are you doing? Hee. No, do you really think that I, Zhang Yu, will apologize to you? You're out of your mind. Zhang Yu laughed ferociously, holding a wooden stick and stuffing it into Shu Ling's mouth. Plop. Shu Ling's legs weakened and she knelt down on the ground very spinelessly. Zhang Yu, I was wrong. I apologize to you. I don't want to take revenge on you anymore, okay? Zhang Yu shook his head and waved the wooden stick in front of Shu Ling twice. Ah! Shu Ling covered her mouth and shook her head desperately, tears glistening in her eyes. Seeing her look like this, Zhang Yu smiled with satisfaction. Well, if you do me a favor, I'll let you go. I will be waiting here this afternoon. As long as you can bring 300 people over, I will let you go. How dare Shu Ling disagree? He nodded desperately, his little head nodding out phantoms. It's empty talk. I'll leave you with some leverage. Isn't that too much? Zhang Yu smiled obscenely, took out his mobile phone, and clicked on 24K photography. Dapeng, go outside and watch Lu Lan. Don't let this idiot come in. Li Dapeng was angry and scolded Zhang Yu for being stingy. He didn't even show this to himself, so he was no longer a good brother. Although he was very curious about Zhang Yu's photography skills, he still put down the stick in his hand and turned around and walked out of the grove. A handle? What handle do you want? Shu Ling was a little confused for a moment, not knowing what Zhang Yu wanted to do when he took out his mobile phone. But she soon found out. Zhang Yu took out a pen from his pocket and wrote, "Zhang Yu is awesome," on Shu Ling's pretty face. Then, some readers say I'm stupid, so I'll save a million words here. Please make up your own mind, please. Ah, you can't. Shu Ling squatted under the big tree, hugging his knees with his hands, his eyes were red, and he sobbed from time to time. Zhang Yu looked at the scenery photos in the album with disgust on his face. Tisk, can't you eat more? You are stunted. Woo. As soon as these words came out, Shu Ling cried again, and she suddenly felt like a sledgehammer hit her head, causing her a critical hit of 10,000 points. Under the double blow of body and soul, Shu Ling became angry and said, "If you don't like it, don't shoot it. You beast." Zhang Yu sneered, put away his phone, walked over, patted Shu Ling's shoulder, and comforted. "Stop crying. As long as you bring the person here, I will delete it immediately." Shu Ling stared at Zhang Yu, his eyes full of hatred, his teeth clenched, and he slowly spit out 2 words, "Beast." Zhang Yu shrugged, looking indifferent. "If you don't keep your word, I will never let you go." After saying that, Shu Ling wiped away her tears, straightened her messy clothes, got up and walked out of the woods. Outside the woods, Li Dapeng held Lu Lan's hand, his eyebrows were dancing and saliva was flying everywhere. But Lu Lan pushed Li Dapeng away in disgust and took a few steps back, fearing that he would be sprayed with spit again. Seeing Shu Ling come out with a gloomy face, Li Dapeng quickly said goodbye to Lu Lan and ran away. He was afraid that Shu Ling would take it out on him, leaving only a confused Lu Lan in the end. Needless to say, Li Dapeng learned more than a few things from Zhang Yu. Especially when it comes to risk aversion, he said that no one dares to say that he is second. Neither can Zhang Yu. There is no way. Zhang Yu has tricked him all the way since he was a child. Shu Ling, what's going on? Please forgive Zhang Yu. When Lu Lan saw Shu Ling coming out, he immediately got up and leaned over, scratching his head with one hand, looking honest. "I forgive you, your abilities are banned." After seeing Lu Lan, Shu Ling became anxious on the spot. "It's all your fault. If it weren't for you, how could I have been bullied by Zhang Yu like this? I can't afford to offend Zhang Yu, but I can't afford to offend you." Lu Lan was caught off guard, and his superpower was blocked by Shu Ling on the spot. "No, Shu Ling, are you crazy? Lu Lan looked confused and had no idea what was going on. Crazy Nima. No, not Nima. Listen to me. Listen. The six senses are banned. The anxious Shu Ling didn't even listen to what Lu Lan had to say, and simply banned him to shut up. After the six senses were banned, Lu Lan was no match for Shu Ling. Shu Ling kicked him to the ground in a few seconds, picked up a wooden stick on the roadside and threw it at Lu Lan. Lu Lan was writhing on the ground in pain. He couldn't speak even if he wanted to. Tears were streaming down his face from being beaten. Lu Lan, first of all, I didn't provoke any of you. Finally, Shu Ling broke a dozen wooden sticks before stopping. Lu Lan had already been beaten until he fainted, with snot and tears streaming down his face. Shu Ling felt much better after venting her anger. She dusted off her hands, sorted out her emotions, and went to complete the task while scolding Zhang Yu. It was already half an hour later when Lu Lan woke up. Shu Ling, Lu Lan, are at odds with you. Lu Lan stared at a pair of panda eyes, filled with anger, clenched his hands with veins popping out, and cursed angrily. Although Li Dapeng didn't understand Zhang Yu's operation, he still learned it and planned to try it with Zhang Yi when he went back. Dapeng, have you had lunch? Li Dapeng didn't know why Zhang Yi asked this, but he still nodded. Eat, what's wrong? I did not eat. Didn't you eat the fruit plate? Hello, classmate, can I ask you a favor? Shu Ling blinked her watery eyes, lowered her head, spoke softly, and crossed her index fingers with her hands, showing a weak look. Yes, classmate, if you have any difficulties, just tell me directly. As long as it is within my ability, I will definitely help. Seeing Shu Ling's appearance, the boy in front of him was heartbroken, his cheeks were red, and his blood was rising. He immediately clapped his hands to show that it was okay. TCH, what can you do for a skinny guy like you? Just tell me if you have anything to do, classmate. If you don't say anything else, with my physique, I can handle anything for you. Immediately there were other students who were not happy. They just wanted to help. Since he could help, we might be able to help too. If nothing else, this girl Shu Ling is a little bit stupid, a little bit stupid, a little bit stupid. Everything else is top-notch. The so-called is, you have to have a good face, you have to have a good figure, you have to have a good IQ. Okay, then let's all come together. The more people, the better. Shu Ling felt guilty in his heart, but after all, he was a threat. If you want to blame, just blame Zhang Yu. In this way, with Shu Ling's performance, he took away 6 or 7 classmates at once. Classmate, where are we going? Seeing that the walking direction was getting farther and farther away from the competition field, some more wary students started asking. Let's go to the woods, okay. Shu Ling tugged at the corner of her clothes, her face turned red and her movements were twitchy, showing off her little daughter's shyness. Students around. Grove, so exciting. This is good, this is good. Seeing this, the students around him who were still hesitant at all started walking quickly. Even the few students who were very wary just now dropped their guard. The young lady is so beautiful, what bad intentions could she have? Don't you know about appearance and justice? Shu Ling silently recited a few sins in her heart. If you want to blame you, just blame Zhang Yu. I was forced to. Don't blame me. Classmate. You asked us to come, is it? After arriving at the grove, some classmates raised their eyebrows at Shu Ling, smiling obscenely, and even their tone was a bit provocative. Just when Shu Ling was a little confused as to why Zhang Yu couldn't be found here, 2 people wearing hoods suddenly appeared under the big tree nearby. A head of black stockings. Another wears a fish-headed hood. Jihieji. At this time, the man wearing a fish-headed monster hood let out an inappropriate and sinister laugh. If you don't read the follow-up, guess who this is? Shu Ling's head buzzed, and she suddenly had a bad premonition. But the other one naturally put his hands on his waist. Plop. Shu Ling couldn't allow himself to think too much, so his legs suddenly went weak and he knelt down subconsciously. Shu Ling. What the hell? Why was he instinctively frightened when he saw this action? And he even knelt down subconsciously. Zhang Yu ignored Shu Ling, who was kneeling on the ground with a blushing face. He untied his belt, pulled out the 7 wolves, and gave a ferocious smile on his face covered in black stockings. Shu Ling, you have done a great job and found so much fresh blood for the organization. The organization will remember your great contribution. Depend on taking the blame. No matter how stupid Shu Ling is, she can still react now. No wonder Zhang Yu and the two dogs wore hoods to cover themselves so tightly. Was it because they wanted to take the blame? Shu Ling, are you the Shu Ling from No. 5 Middle School? What are you trying to do? A cult? Do you want to betray humanity? Shu Ling was already slapped before she could speak, and she became a little anxious on the spot. Although she didn't know what Zhang Yu was going to do, she couldn't afford to wear this hat. What nonsense are you talking about? How could I betray humanity? He is Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu from number 1 Middle School. The one wearing the fish hood is Li Dapeng, the Li Dapeng who is often with Zhang Yu. Shu Ling quickly explained, fearing that everyone would continue to misunderstand him. Haha, you still want to slander Zhang Yu. We have all heard about the fact that he beat you to tears. Isn't it wrong to frame him like this? Besides, if you are not on the same side as them, why do you kneel down when you see them? This must be the etiquette of your organization. Shu Ling, how about it? Which friend guessed it right? You guessed it, hehehehe. I said that I was whipped by him several times and was so frightened that I had a subconscious reaction. Do you believe me? Okay, don't explain, you can kill or chop as you please. My king is not afraid. We Chinese people are not afraid. Several other students around him also showed determination after hearing this sentence. They all held their heads high and looked quite heroic. Then, Zhang Yu paused for a few moments to throw them away, and then in everyone's surprise, he walked behind them with the 7 wolves in his hand, holding up the leash and dropping it. Paw! There was a crisp sound mixed with a bit of scream. Wait until the timeout ends. Hiss, ouch, plop. The originally strong backbones of everyone were suddenly bent. The figure of their father appeared in their minds. Their legs weakened and they fell to their knees. Dad, why did you hang me up again? Woo-woo, I was wrong. ... Okay, take them away. Zhang Yu raised the 7 wolves in his hand and said to Shu Ling. Shu Ling, everyone, even Li Dapeng was a little confused. You spent a lot of time on horseback, took pictures of me, and made me waste all my efforts to trick them here just to slap their butts. Shu Ling felt angry and happy at the same time. Fortunately, Zhang Yu didn't do anything cruel to them, so she wouldn't have to bear the charges of betrayal. What was also angry was that Zhang Yu didn't do anything cruel to them. I put so much effort into acting and pretending, and then you just slap them all. Ding, 1,000 people killing progress, 708 1,000ths. Although Li Dapeng was a little confused, he could just learn from what Zhang Yu did. Zhang Yu is the representative of 3 good young people. Can he learn to be bad by following Zhang Yu? Ding, 1,000 people killing progress, 7,541,000. Ding, 1,000 people killing progress, 762 1,000ths. Phew, I can't do it anymore, I'm exhausted. Shu Ling was so tired that she was out of breath. In 2 hours at noon, she had already brought more than 60 people. Okay, it's almost the start of the second half, let's go, we'll continue after the game ends in the afternoon. After Zhang Yu and Li Dapeng came out of the grove, the second half of today's high martial arts competition had begun. Now it's the handsome and cool team versus the Kirin team led by Zhang Yi. It is worth mentioning that everyone in the Kirin team has awakened powers related to animals. For example, Zhang Yi awakened the SS level Diamond Ape power. And Zhang Yi also inherited the ape's flexibility advantage after releasing his superpower. Not only does he have the abilities of an ape, but he is also an ape who can control metal. The person who fought with him will suffer a lot. All the skills he released were avoided by Zhang Yi, and Zhang Yi would also give him a slap in the face from time to time. The key is that this guy Zhang Yi smacked his lips and turned around and left. He didn't have any love for war at all. With such a mean look, Zhang Yu thought it was Li Dapeng on the stage. After being slapped 49 times, Zhang Yi's opponent was so angry that he jumped off the stage. He swore that he had never seen such a mean person in his whole life. There's no need to fight at all, right? There is no direct confrontation at all. She is obviously stronger than him, but she just won't confront him head on. You have to rely on the agility of an ape to escape him. The same is true for Zhang Yi's teammates, as if they have received unified training. Those who have flexibility rely on their flexibility to sneak past the opponent, and those who don't have the flexibility to play with it. Zhang Yu watched with his own eyes as the little fat guy from the Qilin team laughed and poked his opponent in the mouth with a wooden stick covered in excrement. The disgusting person on the other side said that he couldn't bear it. In the end, this battle ended with the Kirin team winning without any injuries. When the game was over, Li Dapeng rubbed his hands, unable to hold back the idea he wanted to put into practice, and walked towards Zhang Yi, who had just stepped down. Brother Dapeng, what are you doing? Don't pull me, I won't go into the woods with you. Zhang Yi's face turned red and he hugged the pillars supporting the competition stage. His legs were pulled high by Li Dapeng, and he yelled in front of everyone. Stop, what are you taking our captain to do? The teammates of the Qilin team were anxious when they saw that their captain was about to be forcibly taken away, and hurriedly spoke to stop him. Li Dapeng sneered, with disdain on his face, my father is a grandmaster, get out. Okay, the younger brother suddenly showed a flattering look on his face, nodded and bent down, making a please gesture with his right hand, brother, if you can't pull it, call me, I'm strong, I can help. Zhang Yi, if you are a fool, I will remove you from the team when you get back. You bully the weak and fear the strong. Seeing that Li Dapeng refused to let go, Zhang Yi tried his best to say, help. This man is dragging me to the woods. Please save me, classmates. Being embarrassed is a trivial matter, but being dragged into the woods by Li Dapeng would be more than just embarrassing. The one you lost was your own little treasure. Zhang Yi's shout also successfully attracted the attention of many students, who all looked at their positions. But who is Li Dapeng? How could he give up the opportunity to practice just because he was embarrassed? Well, even if this person has this kind of hobby, he can't solicit people on the street. That's right, who is this person? Does anyone know him? Hurry up and record it. I know him. He is Li Dapeng from number 1 middle school, the one who was with Zhang Yu every day at that time. Oh, I know, it turns out it's him. Zhang Yu. I won't say anything when you talk about Li Dapeng, but if you take me with you, wouldn't it be too much? First of all, I, Zhang Yu, have not offended any of you. Secondly, I, Zhang Yu, still haven't messed with any of you. Finally, I, Zhang Yu, have never provoked any of you. Zhang Yu still wants to save face, otherwise he wouldn't call himself a good young man every day. In the end, Zhang Yu, who couldn't stand the public discussion, rescued Zhang Yi, who was struggling desperately. With Zhang Yi's grateful eyes, he left with Li Dapeng. There was nothing interesting about the battle below. Zhang Yu also slept soundly in Luo Yichang's arms with half-closed eyes. If it weren't for school regulations that prohibit students from leaving the field during games, he would have slipped away long ago. Although Zhang Yu can ignore the school's rules, Xu Ling can't. Even if Xu Ling can be forced to leave by Zhang Yu, other students can't be tricked into going to the grove. After the game was over, Zhang Yu took Li Dapeng to the place they called home. Xu Ling still relies on her acting skills to continue to attract people from Wang Shaoxulan on the competition field. Soon after, a mysterious organization spread among major universities. The Seven Wolves Organization. According to students who have experienced it personally, organizational leaders seem to have a special hobby, that is, using the Septwolves to slap others on the butt. And it was useless to report it to the Dragon Suppressing Division. Because the law enforcers simply don't believe it. Which serious organization goes through all the trouble just to slap your ass with the Seven Wolves? Did they have nothing to do? After explaining for a long time, the classmate who couldn't get the trust of the law enforcement officer was so anxious that he took off his pants and insisted on showing the law enforcement officer the bruises on his buttocks. But he was thrown out by the law enforcer by the collar. Experiencers also reported that Xu Ling was the organization's external liaison officer. What's more, he secretly approached Xu Ling and wanted to devote himself to the leader. Nothing else. None of the other Seven Wolves could feel that way. Only the Seven Wolves in Zhang Yu's hand could truly make them feel the greatness of father's love. I don't mean anything else, I just want to feel my father's love, it's definitely not something I'm in love with. Well, very simple. Of course, this is all a story for later. Back to business. Inside the hospital, after the doctor's supernatural treatment, Lulan's body has recovered as before. At this moment, he was looking at himself in the mirror in a daze, not knowing what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking about how to get revenge on Shuling. Or maybe you simply want to appreciate your body. Outside the ward door, dong dong. Wait, before Lulan could speak, the doctor's sister pushed open the door and walked in. He was so frightened that he quickly found a quilt to cover his body. Haha, why are you covering it? I've already seen that thing smaller than a bean sprout during treatment. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Defamation. This is pure slander. Lulan blushed and muttered softly, it's not what you saw. That means he didn't get up. Yeah, you were right, but you were much better than the patient last time. At least it's not like him. Well, it won't be enough if you touch it twice. Who? Lulan asked in confusion. Is there such a despicable person in the world? It seems, what is it called, Peng? Li Dapeng. Yes, it's this little brat. What, do you know him? No wonder you can play together. Lulan, I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.